you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Good evening. Welcome to the Nick Shine Show. I am your host, Nick. I am very excited about tonight. And why the fuck is this camera auto adjusting again? Because I rebooted. Knobcraft's going to bitch. Everyone prepare for it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fun one here for you tonight. Dylan Tereman is with me. We are going to be doing an alternating mock draft. We're going to be taking your Jets questions. We're going to simulate an offseason for the Jets with a couple free agent signings, maybe a trade. Ooh, who knows? Stay tuned. We will be right back. Turn it up. Bye-bye.
It's got me.
Gentry covered the football!
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Suck it, knob. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a fun one here for you tonight, as I was saying before. We're going to do a full Jets mock, okay? Round 2 of our New York Jets mock draft series with the one, the only DT. And Dylan and I do a lot of shows together. I know we have a fun little banter back and forth in Jake's chat and in each other's chats when shows are going on, but let's not sugarcoat shit. DT's a homeboy. And when you're one of the homeboys, Addison's like, hey, you guys need a logo. So, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Shine and DT have a logo. And now I bring DT with this logo here. Thoughts?
Clock it, Nick Shine. This is awesome. I love this. Shout out to Addy. This is beautiful. This is well deserved because the chemistry is so high between the two of us that I'm so excited to get into this one tonight.
Yeah, it's very well done. It was a nice little pleasant surprise. And when, there are times where people create things for the show, whether, pictures or other things. And Gator will make videos, Addison, Knob, others will send images. And I'm not going to lie. Like when I get them, I'm like, ooh, like I get all excited. Like, oh, that's very nice. Thank you. So Addison, thank you. Appreciate it. Good stuff. Now, a couple things going on, obviously. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Hit the like button. I will be posting Dylan's link and sharing it. If you haven't subscribed to his channel already, please do so. And very importantly, this coming Tuesday, March 10th, gifted memberships, super chats, $5 and up, get you onto our next raffle, winner's choice. You pick the player, you pick the prize, mini helmet, jersey, autograph, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal is listed there as well. You'll get bonus entries. Now, don't forget, every raffle entry is doubled through Tuesday. However, if you Venmo, your Cash App, or PayPal, you'll get even extra entries because you're not paying the mafia tax. All right. Let me ask you this real quick before we get going. Everyone's talking about the quarterback situation. Are we underestimating Bailey Zappi being on the roster? I say it tongue in cheek. Like
You caught me as I was drinking water.
yeah, he's signed to a futures contract. It's not guaranteed. He's assigned to the team through OTAs and training camp. His money only becomes available. I think it's 1 point something million if he makes the original roster. Uh, so listen, it's an arm for camp, right? I don't think it's anything that's going to reinvent the wheel. I don't think it's anything that should get Jets fans overly excited. However, could be a nice depth piece. Like like he could be a backup. It's a backup with starting experience. It's somebody who could possibly compete and eventually lose out the starting job. But I mean, for 26, I mean, we've seen worse quarterback play. I think Bailey Zappi could go out there and be a little better than what we saw with Fields. Well, that's not far to clear. We know he could be better than Brady Cook. For everyone who wanted to see Brady Cook, like I've said before, it's Charles Gorman microwaving a pot pie. That's the level that Brady cooked at for those 5 games. So, what's your thoughts on Zappi, Dylan? Because I know you do the deep dives. You're into the analytics. You're into the behind the numbers too, not just presenting numbers, but you'll do the deep dive. So give me your thoughts. Do you think there's anything here? Do you think there's any substance, or is this just straight up poppycock?
I would say it's probably somewhere in the middle. I think he's good competition for Brady Cook, first and foremost, because there's probably half the fan base that only wants Brady Cook around to lose the Jets football games in 2026, which I still can't grasp that concept of thinking that anybody in the building is purposely trying to lose games next year. And I think Brady Cook being on the roster would kind of prove that. So Zappi is probably going to push Cook on the roster. He's going to be 27 in about a month and a half from now. He has 9 career starts, which is, I believe, 3 more starts than Malik Willis, who everybody wants in free agency. And I'm not saying he is better than Malik Willis. I'm just saying that the sample sizes are both relatively small. He's 4-5 in those games as a starter. So, I don't really count quarterback record and wins and losses as a quarterback stat. That's just not me. The circumstances that he's in, both in New England and Cleveland, probably weren't conducive to his success because it was post Bill Belichick New England, and then it's the Cleveland freaking Browns. So, I'm not sure what to think of the circumstances of his situations, but he did have 70% completion percentage in his rookie year in 2022. So I think that he's a reasonable camp arm. But again, I don't think he's going to be anything more than a quarterback 2 at best. And that's saying he hits his absolute ceiling. Like you said, they have the weird roster gymnastics they could do where his money only counts if he makes the roster. My prediction would be he is quarterback 3 pretty clearly in camp. They cut him and bring him back the next day off the 53 so that they don't have to pay that little bit of money to him. But he's probably going to be some part of their at least summer plan to see what he can do. So I wouldn't rule it out, but I also don't know, maybe quarterback 2 is generous, like Nob's saying, but he's going to push Cook to be quarterback 3 in the worst. And if he's behind, Ty Simpson or competing with Ty Simpson for quarterback 2 and they realize that it's going to be Ty Simpson, then I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right. Because it is somebody that we've acquired, right? Like, I know it's not the reinvention of the wheel. It's not reinventing, how to start a fire, but it's a guy who's played. And right now we don't really have anyone. So I think you're gonna turn over every rock and you're gonna look behind every corner to try to find a quarterback because the options aren't very good. Now, what Dylan and I have done, we're each going to present 2 players that the Jets could realistically acquire this offseason before we do the mock to give you a little bit of an idea of what it could look like with the Jets roster. But first, the legend, Bobby Midnight, makes his return. Bobby's home, ladies and gentlemen. He says, "Hi, Nick and Dylan. all my other friends, I am back at home now and doing great. Bobby, that's terrific. I should know by now not to try to call you or text you, but if I start a YouTube show, thou shall appear. He's not very good with returning calls or answering text.
Hey, we've played phone tag before, Nick.
Yeah, we get back to one another. Like, I'm still waiting for Merry Christmas to return from Bobby
Oh,
from 2024.
oh shoot. I'm glad to hear Bobby's home and doing better. Shout out, Bobby.
Yeah, listen, man, you can go on to have a good nine-toed life. I am living proof that you can have success with just 9 digits.
I don't want to derail the show, but were you still in my chat when Chris B said that somebody had notable ties and it came out as notable toes in the chat? And I said only you have notable toes.
I would have fucking commented, Dylan. I would have commented. I mean, some things are left better unsaid. Like, you didn't have to bring that up, but I mean, we're here now. Just be a dick because you have good balance and can stand up and don't freak kids out at the swimming pool and don't have to buy special swimming shoes to cover them up because you're insecure. Like, what the fuck? Wow.
I'm sorry. I did all that.
That's
We're
how you
only
lean
10
into
minutes
it.
in.
That's how you lean into a joke. You fucking turn it back, ladies.
That was
and gentlemen.
great.
Listen, dude, there's worse things that could happen.
Mhm.
I'm good. I can run. I can jump. Not very high as I used to. That's the part that sucks, man. Like when you go to jump and your legs and your hips are like, fuck you, simultaneously. And you're like, oh man, I barely got off the ground. This coming from
God.
somebody who used to be able to dunk a basketball. And now looking at how high the rim is, I'm like, I used to get there.
Right.
And now it's like, if I could touch the bottom of the backboard, it's like, great success. Yes.
I
right.
was only a backboard kid. I can get like mid net. I can never get rim with ball. I can get rim. I just can't get rim with ball. I'm like 5'11", but the vert's not there, Nick. Even the running vert is not quite there.
Yeah, I used to be able to dunk easily. I never caught one in a high school game. The time I had one, I got pulled down, and it got taken away from me. I was pissed with that foul. Another time, it was an AAU game, and I caught the ball, took a dribble, and as I take the dribble, the buzzer sounds, but I said, fuck it, and I went up anyway, and I got it. And that was good enough for me. I'm like, all right, fuck it, I did it.
You know you could do it, yep.
Yeah. I could do it all the time, but never caught it in a game, and I guess that still holds true, but whatever. Now I'm the nine-toed wonder and the mocking point for Chris B. So let's get back on the rails here. Again, folks, super chats, $5 and up, get you on the raffle wheel. Gifted memberships as well. All raffle entries double tonight. Now, here's what we got. Dylan, as always, you were the guest. I will let you inform everyone of the first free agent that you think that we could obtain.
Yeah, so I talked about this, my channel, Jake's channel, basically anybody that'll give me a platform. I will say to anybody who's listening, hopefully somebody in the Jets organization, if you're going to go after Alex Anzalone, please just try for Demario Davis first. I feel like he's one of the most jet-proof players in the history of the sport. He's been here twice, and he did a very good job.
Baby.
Yeah, he did a very good job both times. So it's like, okay, can he come back a third time and not immediately fall off a cliff? He's literally fine wine, not bagged wine in a box or anything like that. No Franzia. He's the good shit, and he gets better as he's getting older. So it's like, this is very rare territory for a linebacker. I get it, but if you're going to be sniffing around 32-year-old Alex Anzalone, just give me Demario Davis. So that was the first one that I went back to. Give me a guy at the center of your defense who can either help Jamie Sherwood with his deficiencies or at least help a incoming rookie, because like we've talked about, this linebacker class is very I don't want to say top heavy, but the depth is also pretty good. Like there's guys at the top. Yeah, there's guys at the top.
This class, not just Styles and Allen
Yep.
up top. Like when you get to Hill or Golday or Rodriguez, like I think there's good value throughout the first 3-4 rounds for a middle linebacker. And 100%. I've said repeatedly, and give me your take on this: outside linebacker / edge, inside linebacker, and safety are three of our biggest needs. And I think these are really good drafts for those positions. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets kind of stay away from that in free agency
Yep.
and or double dip, right? Like you said,
Yes.
a veteran who can teach, can mentor, hand the reins off, kind of treat the position like a quarterback position. Get
Yep.
somebody there. Hey, when you're ready to go, hey, we can't keep this guy off the field anymore. Your job is done. Like, thank you, and then
Yep.
be a rotational piece. Plus, there's always injuries, so it can't hurt to have some depth
Yeah,
at a very
absolutely.
important position like that. Now,
Absolutely, the quarterback of the defense thing is so important because that's where AG swung and missed twice, right? Justin Fields is the quarterback of the offense. He missed there. Jamie and Sherwood with the contract was supposed to be the quarterback of the defense, and that's not going to work. So you really have to make sure that you hit. That's almost more important or as important than the actual quarterback of this team because you need to get this defense right. And even if it's not with the star stud, like top guys of the free agent market, I know Cam Curl got re-signed today. That was a big bummer, but he sets the market at safety at 12 million. There can be a safety you can have for 8.5 to 10 million. And you think like, wow, that's a really good discount comparatively to what we thought it was going to be. So yeah, your point, edge, inside backer, safety, and I'll even say DT. Shout out to me, but even DT in this draft class is pretty, good throughout. Yes, sir. And I think the top 100 with a lot of these picks is good, but also the top like 150. So you can get all the way into like the fourth, maybe even the fifth round and still have decent guys that you don't need to depend on as starters, but they're going to be backups or rotational guys.
okay, all right, that's fair. All right, so now I'll go with my guy. Anyone who watches this show knows I love gigantic defensive linemen. I'm going to go with DJ Reader. We're talking
Love it.
about going and get somebody that has Aaron Glenn familiarity. I would bring in DJ Reader and let him be a part of a rotation on this front with Sweat, with Briggs, with Phillips, restructured deal, which I think will come at some point to lower the $7.5 million and give him guaranteed money and lower that number to open up some more funds for the Jets, which I wouldn't be surprised. They could do it now. There's no date escalator. So it's not New Year money.
Yep.
There's no money guaranteed. So they can wait. They can get someone in free agency, get someone in the draft, and then just be like, hey, thank you anyway. And then cut ties if they so choose to. I don't think they will. I think with Briggs, with Sweat, I think Phillips is a great guy to have in that room. I think with Dunbar, that's a good veteran to have around. But I'm going to bring in DJ Reader, and I'm going to add to a mammoth front. And now we went from a small, undersized Robert Saleh front, which was gap penetrating and about speed, to Sweat, DJ Reader, Briggs, and Phillips on the end. If you want to go big, if you got Josh Allen doing a short, quarterback keeper, you got Reader and Sweat in there with Briggs and Phillips covering your A's and B gaps. I like those chances better than Solomon Thomas or Michael Clemens out there, and you're getting fucking beef, and that's a really, really good thing to have because when you're in the 3-4, you want to have the 4 being able to run free, and if you have these big, massive guys up there, they can keep the blockers from getting to the second level, and give me more of them. Right? I don't want one guy because if that one guy goes down, what are you doing? Now you're playing guys out of position. Load me the fuck up with fatties up front and then build speed and athleticism all around them. So I think Reader's a good guy to bring in, and that's one of my picks. Now, go ahead with your second.
Yeah, and then just to echo that, you can also add a explosive speed defensive tackle in the draft, like a Grayson Holton or a Zane Durant or something like that, and complement the skill set, round out that defensive tackle room, and then your ends and your edges, you have diversification as well because you have probably Arvell Reese. Maybe we'll see what happens in the mock draft, and then Will McDonald plus another edge that we're going to add in free agency at some point. So yeah, just load up on D-line. You can't have enough of those guys. I went on offense for my second pick. It's funny, we both went defense with our first pick, but I went offense with my second one. And you kind of poo-pooed this, and that's okay. Romeo Doubs, wide receiver from the Green Bay Packers. And
I'm not poo-pooing it, though. To be fair,
yes.
I think he'll poo-poo us and say, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Not for me. Like, I think any wide receiver wants to know the quarterback, wants to know the chemistry,
Yeah.
wants to know there's system familiarity, wants to know there's going to be uh, continuity and year
Mhm.
after year after year in that scheme, and not learning a new scheme and not having your role change. I don't think the Jets present that to a veteran wide receiver. So the
Yeah.
contract, I think, would be ridiculous to get him to come here. But I think he goes someplace where it's a proven quarterback, there's good chemistry, and he knows he can get force fed the ball.
Yeah,
That's
the places I'm watching are Arizona and Miami, and that's for the Malik Willis factor of it all because he's obviously practiced with him over the years.
yeah,
You'd probably have to pay a premium, uh, especially at the offensive skill positions in free agency. The Jets, I think, are going to have to overpay because, especially if you want to get that guy in here, like say that's their first phone call in free
yeah,
agency, and maybe it's not going to be, but they need to at least say, "Hey, this is our plan at quarterback. How do you feel about it?" Or else nobody's going to come here on the Geno Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, vet minimum, whoever we grab type of like. That's not enticing enough. Like Kyler Murray to me is enticing if you're a Romeo Dobbs because you at least know you have a playmaker back there who, when healthy, is a solid option. So it is definitely something that the Jets are going to have to either overpay or convince and do the sales pitch to these guys. So I just want to round out the room, and I love his skill set. He can interchange with Garrett as the Z or the slot. He's played the boundary and the slot in Green Bay. Loved him coming out of Nevada when I watched his tape. Loved him at the Senior Bowl when I got to see him in person. And I kind of gravitate to those smaller, twitchier kind of guys. And he's not really small. I think he's 6'1", maybe.
whoa, we got breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. ESPN sources from Adam Schefter, 5-time Pro Bowler defensive end Max Crosby to the Ravens in exchange for 2026 and 2027 first round picks. The trade cannot be processed until next week, but it is in place, and Crosby is expected to be a Raven with 2 1s going back to Vegas. The first thing that comes to my mind, take Arvell Reese number 1, let Mendoza fall to the Jets, and take Ty Simpson with your second one. Let's go, Vegas. Great trade.
Wow. What pick is that in the first round?
They're ahead of us. They're like 14, I believe.
They are right ahead of us.
13 is the Rams, 14 is Baltimore. Confirmed. So
That's
now the Vegas has 1 and 14. Big move.
Hey, that's a crazy. And hey, Baltimore gets their pass rusher. Jesse Minter knows what he's doing over there. I think it's worth it, this draft class for them. They're not going to get a player of Max Crosby's caliber at 14, and they're not going to get a guy of Max Crosby's caliber next year in the first round. And they desperately need edge rushers. Like if there's a team that couldn't get after the passer, worse than the Jets, it was the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. And they've invested quite a bit. They took Mike Green out of Marshall in the second round last year when he fell, and just didn't really come on for him. I know Odafe Owe is a free agent for them, so like they've tried, they've tried at edge rusher, and now they have a guy. It kind of screws up our mock draft a little bit because now I don't know if we should trade pick 1 or pick 14 for something and put the Raiders on the clock just for the predictive aspect of the mock. I think we could probably leave it and be good, but this is crazy, man. I like your big brain theory about them getting Ty Simpson instead.
That's it. Go for Simpson. Let Mendoza go. Now you need a Crosby replacement. That's more important than a quarterback.
Hey, you can argue that one of the edge rushers is just as important to teams like that. Obviously, the Raiders are not necessarily in a position to put a quarterback in the best position to win, and they weren't even going to start Mendoza from day one. So we'll see. Maybe they flip this pick into something else, or I don't know. We'll see. But this is interesting now.
That's a big move, but with a team with a new head coach, makes a big splash immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Excuse me 1 second. Hi, son. I'm doing a show. We saw. Say it again, son.
Max Crosby to the Ravens for 2 first-round picks this year and next year. The Raiders now hold the number 1 and 14th overall pick in the 2026 NFL draft. It's going to get scary.
All right, now say hi to everybody. Wave to them.
What up, Jack?
What up, chat? Nikki says hello.
Wait, do you have the link up?
Not yet. Calm down, Max. I'll talk to you in a little bit. We're doing a mock draft first. Love you. Bye bye. Catch you, little bro. He says as he ends the call.
Gotta love kids.
And if you were wondering, yes, that's where Nikki gets his sports enthusiasm from. The way I announce the trade is it's like identical the trade that the phone call that I get from him. So,
sounded like an NFL insider in training.
the Shines are sports people.
Hell yeah.
This is who we be, as we say in the community.
A little bit tertiary breaking news, not nothing crazy. Ricky Scoops, the dog. Brees Hall is probably going to get extended by July's deadline.
Rappaport with a tweet, excuse me, Dylan,
Yep.
says the Cowboys and a few other teams were in it to the end, but when Baltimore went 2 first-rounders, that sealed the deal.
Yeah, because they were looking for which is funny, right? They were looking for the Quinnen Williams deal for Max Crosby. They end up getting a little bit more, I think, in my opinion, unless you count a second rounder and AD Mitchell, the equivalent of a first rounder. I wouldn't, but yeah, they get their desired package for what they wanted, and Max Crosby is the Baltimore Raven, which is scary as shit. Joe Burrow. Oh, I fear for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's probably gonna die.
Oh man, I mean Crosby's great, and being on the East Coast now, we'll get to see him a little bit more. At least I will,
Yeah. Do we play the Ravens this year? I think we played that division last year.
Yeah, and that's a very nice addition. It's a very nice addition on a team that has underperformed in the postseason the last several years. That's a nice addition that could help put them to another level. I still don't believe in Lamar when it's time to throw, just like I don't believe in Josh Allen when it's time to throw. And you can put all these fancy pieces out there, but there's going to come a time in the game where they got to play above themselves, and we'll see.
Yeah. I think they're going to be better under Minter than they were in the last couple of years of Harbaugh. That's just my thought. I like that coaching staff a lot that they put together.
All right.
A lot of up-and-comers.
Good take. I like it. Folks, we got a little surge in the chat here. Again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Tuesday night, March 10th, 7 p.m., massive show. It's the 3-year sobriety celebration. It's my favorite day of the year. It means so much to me. We're doing a giveaway that night. Winner's choice, mini helmet, jersey, autograph photo. You pick the player, you pick the item. All raffle entries are doubled up until then. So $5 super chats, gifted memberships, get you on the wheel. Good luck to all. Now, continue. Do you have anything else to add with Dobbs? I know we were kind of we interjected there a little bit with the massive trade that just hit the NFL world.
Nope,
Did you have anything else you wanted to contribute?
Nope, that was it for Dobbs.
Okay. All right. So now, so far, you've added Demario Davis to the defense. I added defensive tackle DJ Reader. You added wide receiver Romeo Dobbs in free agency. I'm going to the trade market. And I think the New York Jets, and if you could put this into the simulator to take away this selection.
Yep.
I'm going to trade 133 because I think you're going to have to get up into a 4. And we're going to get Jacoby Brissett. I'm going to give up 133 to get Jacoby Brissett. And I'm going to bring in a proven, savvy, experienced veteran. And I think that will seal the deal. I think that they either get Garoppolo or they get Willis out there. And I think that'll maybe encourage them to start to build under the new coach, and adding a 4th for a veteran quarterback. I think that could get the deal done. So that's what we got.
Yeah, I'm glad you used pick 133 because I was going to tell you that PFF didn't update the compensatory picks to give us 133. So I was going to ask if we should force the pick 133 because your graphic didn't show that you popped up there, but I'm glad because that irons out everything. And
This
now,
isn't the new one. This is the one I've had stored.
yeah.
103 is our first fourth. 133 is the DJ Reed comp pick. So that's the pick I'm going to send because those picks are tradable.
Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to say it was pretty ironic because I was going to ask you before we started the mock if you wanted to do something to update the compensatory pick because we knew where it was slotted, but you used it to get Jacoby Brissett, so that's even better.
Yeah, oh man, why is this computer acting up today? Oh, fuck you, StreamYard.
It's always StreamYard, man. They stink.
Oh my god, it's completely frozen. I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Wait, am I here?
Oh, you're here. We can hear you.
Everything just went black on StreamYard. The whole thing.
You had like a little like hiccup, but everything was fine.
All right.
You
All
look
right.
beautiful.
Thank you. Tell me more. All right, let me refresh this. I'll be right back. Dylan,
All right.
give me your thoughts on Crosby again. I don't know. It popped up.
No, this is fine. Yeah, Nate, that was pick 133. They did update the compensatory formulas, but they just didn't update it on PFF. So yeah, we picked 44, 103, 133, and then I believe it's 179. So we moved technically down one spot in the fifth. But thank you to DJ Reed. Thank you to, I believe it's the Detroit Lions who signed him to that deal that gave us the compensatory fourth round pick. So I'm happy with it. And if it turns into Jacoby Brissett, who is our bridge passer for 1 or 2 seasons until we have Ty Simpson or whoever it is next year, then it's a pick well worth it. And imagine draft picks benefiting the Jets, Nick. Like that normally doesn't happen, right? we get picks like in the lesser. We don't ever get picks that are better. And it's almost a whole round better. 175 to 133. That's a huge jump.
Yeah. And if you can take losing DJ Reed and turn it into a bridge quarterback, you take that.
Yeah.
Right? So to have 133, yes, we wanted to close that gap. We were happy about closing that gap from 103 to 178, which we were projected to have. But here we are now. If you have a veteran quarterback like Brissett and you can get him for that 133, I think that you're happy now having that gap because you have a veteran quarterback with proven starting experience, over 3,000 yards, over 20 touchdowns. And this could be somebody who can stabilize your quarterback position for the year. And now you don't have to force a pick on a quarterback.
Yep, 100%, which they probably still will anyway, but that's neither here nor there.
Yes. And listen to Kevin Tats. Go smash the like button, folks. Appreciate you all being here on Friday night. Hopefully we get some big Jets news like that. I want to be on stream. Now, I was on air doing the show IOW Sports back in the day, and we were on air. I believe it was April 12th was the day that we got Aaron Rodgers, and I was on air as the trade became official. So that was a cool thing.
That's
To
awesome.
go back at and look. And my boy, who's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, asked me, he's like, "What are you thinking right now?" And like, I spoke from the heart. I was like, I want to call my son, and I go, I wish I could call my dad. Like that was like the initial gut reaction. It's just like you wanted to share that moment with like loved ones. Like, holy shit! Like,
Yep.
We all know how we felt about it when it first happened. We know it didn't work out, but don't any single one of us fucking lie and don't act like you weren't super excited about it. We all were. We were on top of the world in 2023, leading into the first 4 plays of the fucking year.
I'll never forget where I was when I listened to Pat McAfee and he said that I want to play and I want to play for the New York Jets. I was doing a demo in a bathroom in Clinton, New Jersey. I'll never forget.
Nice.
I looked in the mirror as we were about to rip it off
of
the wall.
Route 31.
Yeah, right there.
No,
Beaverbrook, baby. Beaverbrook, baby. They got a good golf course. Those greens are so hard. Sorry, but Yeah, I immediately looked myself in the mirror right before we ripped it off the wall, and I was just like, "Fuck yeah!" I was like so hype. And my boss and like his son did not give a shit about football, so like it's not something I could have shared in the moment. Like literally, the first thing he said when I told him was like, "Oh, that's great. He's gonna get hurt," and I'm like, "Okay, well, thanks, Dick."
That guy was right.
And he told me he was right until the day I left that fucking
Oh,
job.
he
So
fucking check. He nailed that one.
yeah.
Unky, yes, we did see it. Appreciate you for popping in. Now, all right, we're gonna add this to the stage here. Dylan, as the guest, you had the choice, and how we're gonna do this. We're gonna work this as a fantasy football draft. We're gonna snake it. So
Mhm.
Dylan wanted 16, which would give him 16 and 33. I took number 2, and then we'll go back and forth throughout. Now, Dylan, did we get rid of 133?
Yeah, that we just sent it to Jacoby Brissett.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I
Perfect.
did it in real time as you were saying it.
Cool. All right. So again, super chats, gifted memberships. We'll stop the show. We'll get right to those as they pop up. Let's fire this bad boy up. I have scrolling on the bottom of the screen our simulated off season.
Mhm. Do you want to do it as fast as possible so we're probably not doing trades, or do you want to go a little slower so we can pause it?
Medium.
We'll go like
Stroke it
okay.
at a medium pace. Shout out to Adam Sandler. For those of you that lived in the 90s when he put out his first musical CD, this piece of shit car, it was Stroke It at a Medium Pace. There's a lot of good tunes back then.
That's hilarious.
Red
right,
Hooded Sweatshirt. It was a great album.
Shout out Adam Sandler. Known Jets fan, and he wasn't wearing a Patriots hat. He was just wearing one of those corny Super Bowl hats that had both teams' logos on it. All right. Fernando Mendoza, the obvious pick at number 1, much to the chagrin of Nick Shine. They didn't do the big brain.
They haven't updated
edge.
their algorithm yet.
Yeah.
They haven't updated the algorithm. Like
If
now
I
that we
hit-
got 14, we could get Ty.
Yeah, if
We
I
could
hit
take Ruben
randomness,
Bain.
if I hit the randomness meter up 1 on their slider, it probably would have taken Arvell Reese.
Oh, nice. Okay. I don't think Aaron Glenn is going to pass on the athleticism and ability of Arvell Reese. I think that the creativity factor, the speed, the agility, the football IQ, I just think that this is the guy that we end up picking that night. Now, could it be somebody else? Sure. Maybe they fall in love with Bailey and his ability to get to the quarterback. Maybe with Reader and Sweat in the middle of the defense, they want that speed edge rusher coming off to pair with Will McDonald and just have speed demons off the edge. But I think Reese is, to the Jets, an all-around player that they need. I can't go anywhere else right now. If free agency happens and trades happen, but right now, pre-free agency mock, I think Arvell Reese is the guy, Dylan.
Yeah, I think if you're going based on trying to be right, Arvell Reese is the pick. Now you can go other places and still come away with a very good blue chip player like David Bailey, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, Ruben Bain. They should all be in the conversation. But yeah, to me, I'm going Arvell Reese right there with you. I think he is the highest ceiling with also a very safe floor. I think people think just because he's a high ceiling player that he comes with this like bottomless floor as well. And like all of a sudden he's going to be a bust. I saw a tweet, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and it was like the worst analysis is randomly picking a top 10 prospect and just saying he's going to be a bust. And I think players or people are starting to do that with Arvell Reese a little bit because he doesn't technically have a position. He just has versatility, and people, and myself included, admittedly, like it's hard to project at the next level when you don't see a ton of things on tape. But I trust that his ability in a small sample size to take on like pulling blockers and that split flow motion where the sniffer tight end comes across and just whams the end man line of scrimmage. Like he puts his foot in the ground and he anchors and he's fine. And then he redirects the run path, right? If he's looking at the outside shoulder of the tackle, all of a sudden that tight end gets blown up by Arvell Reese. He's got to invert to the B gap on the inside shoulder of the tackle, and boom, the inside backer, probably Sonny Styles, is coming in to fill and taking him down. So he's doing his part, even if he doesn't get his hands on the ball carrier. So you'll never get pushback for me on Arvell Reese. Before I hit the button, we're confirming that as the pick.
No, fuck it. Let's take Jeremiah. Yeah. Yes.
I just wanted to make
I'm
sure.
okay with this pick. I know some people want Sonny Styles. I love Sonny Styles, the player. If we were picking at 5 or 6, that would be my choice. But I'm not going to do it here.
Right. So, okay, hypothetically, and I know it's the Ravens still there at pick 14. Imagine the Raiders, Fernando Mendoza, Carnell Tate at 14, like the Ravens just took. Just pretend it's the Raiders. That's a crazy haul, getting Fernando and Carnell in the first round now. If you're Las Vegas, like you're turning things around.
Or if it's Tyson or if it's Lemon, you can go build. You already have the running back with Genty. You got the tight end with, I forget his name. Gary never mentions him. But you have a tight end out there who's pretty
Michael
good.
Meyer?
Yeah, Michael Meyer from Notre Dame. Shout out to Clancy and Tom Ace and Bobby, our resident Notre Dame fans.
Whoa.
What
Did you see this? Look at Dylan Thieneman going 9 overall to the Chiefs. That's a crazy.
Sidney Sweeney just sent you a topless pic the way you reacted.
That is the reaction I had.
I'm like, wait a minute. I saw Housemaids. I enjoyed it.
On the recommendation of Nick Shine, that is a good movie.
You saw it?
I had to watch it. You were telling me about it. I saw a couple people on my Instagram that I follow back home. Like they were reading the book, and I'm like, "What do you have to say about this?" And they're like, "The book is ridiculous." And I'm like, "Well, there's apparently a
visual
movie.
Even better."
So yeah, well, they're women, so they don't care about that part. But I was like, "What do you think about the actual story?" And it was pretty good.
It wasn't bad. Listen, I've sat through worse.
It was pretty wild. It was actually pretty wild.
It was a good movie.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Like if it's a bad chick flick, I'm gonna shit on it. But I thought the story was terrible.
Yeah, every time you thought you understood what was going on, it was like, nah, fuck you. You don't know shit.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Jets do to us. To tie it all back together here, right? Every time 100%. You think you know what they're gonna do, they're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna fucking trade for a kicker.
100%.
Okay.
So just looking at the picks that did happen. Okay, so Love goes 3. That's crazy. I like that though. Bain goes to Saleh. Giants get a tackle. I think that's pretty smart of them, honestly. Styles to the Browns. Mansour to the Delane to the Commanders. That's a new one. I like that. Bailey goes to New Orleans. Thieneman to the Chiefs, which I think is crazy considering he's safety 1 over Caleb Downs at 10 to the Bengals. 2 tackles get sniped right before. Well, that's probably why the Raiders didn't go. Well, I guess it's not the Raiders technically, but predictively, if the Raiders were still at 14, then they get sniped for the tackles. They would pivot to Carnell Tate. That'd be great.
And also a quick mention on the Ravens, just to show that it's a new day in Baltimore. For the first time, this was from Schefter, in their 31-year history, they have traded their first-round pick to acquire a player, and they've traded 2 picks for it. So,
first time in how many years?
31-year history.
Ooh, let's go. You gotta make moves, man. When you're stuck at that plateau of the divisional round or the wild card round, you have to make the leap. The Bills are trying to do that, but they're half measuring the shit out of it. So smart teams retain their best players. Smart teams know how to use their draft picks to get good players. Rams and Ravens are examples of that. Up here at 16, the board fell in a pretty nice way. Jordan Tyson is here for us at 16. We did not solve left guard, so everybody's going to grunt and groan, but Olavenga Leone is here, and I would really be inclined to take him. We did take Arvell Reese at 1, or at 2, excuse me, so I'm not going to take Akeem Mesidor, but if Nick threw a curveball and went a different direction at 2, Akeem Mesidor is the guy that I like circle at 16 as like, go get Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs, and then Akeem Mesidor on your edge, and I'm just as happy if you got Arvell Reese and Emmanuel McNeil Warren, right? So I think in this situation, I am going to go Emmanuel McNeil Warren. And if you told me 60 days ago, Nick, that 3 safeties would go in the top half of the first round and only 1 quarterback would go in the top half of the first round, that was back before the Dante Moore news, before Chambliss continued to beg to go back to Ole Miss. I would tell you you're kind of crazy, but I'm going to do it here. Emmanuel McNeil Warren is an absolute
Wow.
freak at the safety
I
position.
love it.
And you can't go wrong.
I love the player. Early on in the mock season in early January, when there was still 8 inches of snow, which was iced over here in New Jersey for quite a long time, he was my guy at 44.
Yeah.
And then he started becoming my guy at 33. And now you see it with the way all the safeties looked at the combine. Everybody doing mocks has them shooting up the board. And I don't think it'd be a surprise if 3 safeties go in the top 20 picks. So
Mhm.
he's big, he's long, he's rangy, he
Yep.
plays fast, he's smart, he gets turnovers. We need that on the back end. In case nobody paid attention to the New York Jets, you need a player like that on the back of your defense. So
Yeah.
we've added defensive tackle DJ Reader through free agency, as you see on the ticker on the bottom. We added Demario Davis. We've added Arvell Reese, and now we added a safety, Emmanuel McNeil Warren. So the Jets are starting to build a defense. We added Brissett and Dobbs offensively. So you're starting to see what this team could look like. And now you're on the clock at 33, and it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, the
Couple names
snake
here.
the snake draft. Definitely, I like this style because now I can kind of build off the pick that I just made.
Yep.
And then obviously you can as well. Let's see. Okay, so Leona went to the Steelers. I just want to see notable guys that I would have taken. Omar Cooper Jr. goes to the Bills. Wow, they got DJ Moore and Omar Cooper Jr. Peter Woods falls. Damn, the Chiefs got Dylan Thieneman and Peter Woods in this mock draft with their 2 first-round picks. That is insane. I like that. Caden Proctor, wow, to the New England Patriots. He's probably going to play guard if I had to speculate. I think he can play both, I should say. Or they kick offensive Reuben Bain and Will Campbell, and they kick him into guard, and they put Proctor at tackle. Either way, I know my pick here. I've kind of been filibustering because I don't want to make people grunt and groan even more as I take my guy, Ty Simpson. I understand people don't want to do it at 16. I get it. I would personally do it. The board was just too nice with EMW there at 16 for me. Intermediate grades in the highest percentiles, no pressure grade, high percentiles. Obviously, his pressure grade, we know that's the case with Ty Simpson. He gets a little bit of happy feet in the pocket. Frank Reich, Bill Musgrave, 80,000 years of experience coaching quarterbacks. They can work those little kinks out of Ty Simpson, in my opinion. They could with an Aller or a Nussmeier also, but the value of Ty Simpson at the back end of first round, early second round, compared to even Aller or Nussmeier in the 5th round, I'm taking Ty Simpson. Like, it's just the value of having a long-term starter potentially in Ty Simpson is much greater than Aller or Nussmeier, in my opinion. And I think the film backs it up and speaks for himself. So Ty Simpson is my pick at 33. Oh yeah, son of a coach. Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, I hate when people say he's the son of a coach, but like it is important to like note in like a profile if you're writing up a whole bio about him, but it's way more than that. I think his footwork, his eyes, his top half marries his bottom half more often than not. And he plays in a pro style offense and he has good processing. So
Sounds like something Charles Gorman's going to have to do one day. His top half marries his bottom half. Might be the only option left.
Jeez.
Too soon? That's 31 years. Come on, man.
That was perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Thanks for
that.
booing my pick. I appreciate that.
I'm just not a Simpson guy. If
I hear
I'm
you.
taking a guy, I've said it a million times. If I'm taking a player at 23, I want him to have 30 plus starts. I want him to have the film out there on him and he gets better as time goes on, not disappear. I get that he's got some nice traits that pop up, but most quarterbacks have some nice traits that pop up. The great ones, you know what they're going to do, and you can't fucking stop them. Now, I don't see that with him. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Who knows? But I just don't see it.
Mhm.
I'm not a simp. That's all it comes down to. I'm not a simp.
I personally think the gap between him and Mendoza is not as big as it's being portrayed to be. 32 picks is kind of crazy. I think it's a little bit closer. What they do pre-snap, reading out where they want to go, is pretty good on both levels. I think for the most part, Mendoza has better accuracy and ball placement, but I would say Ty has a better deep ball than Fernando Mendoza. It's not as accurate all the time, but I don't think Fernando Mendoza, when he's playing under pressure, is great either. And it's hard for him to go 1 to 2 to 3 to check down. And I've seen Ty do that numerous times on tape. So not saying Fernando Mendoza is bad. I just think the gap is not it's not 32 picks different, in my opinion.
All right, that's fair. So just to recap what we've done so far, the free agents, the acquisitions that we've made, Demario Davis, Romeo Dobbs, DJ Reader, Jacoby Brissett are on the bottom. We traded Brissett for pick 133. Now, recap our draft. We have Arvell Reese at 2. Go ahead, Dylan, your 2 picks.
And then I took Emmanuel McNeil Warren, the safety out of Toledo, and Ty Simpson, the quarterback out of Alabama at 33.
Well, that leaves me now in this snake draft to have pick number 44. And I think it's a no-brainer what I do here. I tag in Dom C to come make the pick. What's up, Dom?
Oh, what's up, Dom?
Nikki DT, what's up, guys? How are you?
What up,
How's it
Dom?
going,
That's a
buddy?
Great surprise.
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I figured I'd hop in and interfere with your mock draft here and at least get this thing back on the rails. I'm kidding.
Tom messaged me right before you popped in, and he's like, "Hey, send me the link. I'm gonna pop in. Let me make pick 44." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, hell yeah, come hang out."
That's awesome. Hell yeah, dude. Good to see you,
And I
Dom.
had to download the
Likewise.
nuclear site. Sorry if I scared anybody. I know the way of the world is
Yeah,
right now. Nobody wants to
know
hear
that was
nuclear
coming.
sirens. So my bad for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little rough.
Timing's everything in the comedy world.
We might have some guys in the chat who muted their computers or phones or tablets to make sure that wasn't in real life.
Yeah, my dogs are howling right now. They don't know what the hell's going on.
So Dom, obviously,
sir.
I got you here. What we did to preface this, we picked some players that we thought could realistically become Jets. Dylan picked Romeo Dobbs and Demario Davis. I picked DJ Reader and the Jacoby Brissett trade with 133. So we took the comp pick from DJ Reed, moved it over to get Brissett.
Mhm.
Thoughts on that, just as a simulation here?
I mean, I like the picks. I think Demario Davis is probably a little bit far-fetched for me just because of the age. I think Romeo Dobbs is a perfect fit. I actually like Jacoby Brissett as my bridge.
I'm pointing the wrong way, but Nick said that was a shitty pick of mine.
No, I did not.
I know.
I did not.
I keep busting your chops on it because you keep shutting it down, but it's because
And if you keep fucking saying it, Addison, take the DT off of this, please. I know we're gonna have to take the NS off because he's gonna outlive me, so you're gonna have to do that edit one day.
No. You live forever.
Amazing.
But what I said is that I don't think Dobbs would choose here.
Yeah.
And I don't think the quarterback situation would entice him. I don't know if the long-term quarterback situation, the possibility of the coach being on a hot seat, there's so many question marks still around the Jets. I don't know if a player and his agent who want to get production in the passing game are going to say, let's put our biggest contract in the hands of the New York Jets.
Mm-hmm.
It's fair.
And it's fair to say where we're at right now. Now, granted, maybe you overpay. Maybe you find some budget. Maybe you find a budget guard that you think fits. Maybe you find a budget safety. And then you can throw that big money and just overpay him. But I don't see that happening. That's all. I like the player. I just don't think he chooses us. That's the reality of it, DT, you butthead.
I think it's a good idea. I like I said, I think his skill set blends very well with the receivers they have on the field. I think you probably need to get like one more very reliable set of hands that can work from the line of scrimmage. In the middle of the field, like you have Mason Taylor, who can do. He's not. Let me rephrase this because it's going to sound like I don't think he's a good player, which I do. I don't know how much of a primary passing option he is. I think you need something to kind of, especially with Frank Reich, who works hash to hash, in between the hashes. I think you need somebody to stretch, not only horizontally, but along the boundaries as well. AD Mitchell on one side. I think Dobbs can do a little bit of everything. I think you can give Garrett some slot reps too if you have 11 personnel. So I like Dobbs. I like Dobbs more than Demario Davis. I just think he's probably a hair, and a hair by a hair I mean probably like 6 years too old. But the guy's a freaking beast. How can he still play like that at 38? I don't know. So yeah. So go ahead.
Question for you, Dom.
Shoot.
At pick 44.
Mhm.
We're going to put the board back up here. Now, Aaron Glenn, there's some nostalgia. Former New York Jet comes back to coach. If this pick could be the pick to get you another guy with Jets ties, a guy whose father played for the Jets and has been rumored to be being moved out of Jacksonville, would you have interest in trading 44 for Brian Thomas Jr.?
Yeah, I think you gotta have that conversation for sure. I mean, he didn't have a good year last year, if we're being honest. Comparatively, had a case of the dropsies. Doesn't look like he's a pure fit for what they want to do now in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
He might be a little bit too much, to be honest. If I'm speaking completely, frank and transparent, he might be a little too much like AD Mitchell. AD Mitchell might be, in his good days, might be a poor man's BTJ. Where they're long, they're tall, they're boundary guys, they're lanky, they can take the top off. I think AD Mitchell actually separates a lot better than BTJ. I said it coming out of college. Brian Thomas wasn't a very highly ranked. Like I wasn't, goo goo gaga first round pick, can't miss on Brian Thomas. I wasn't at all. Like I thought he's exactly what it was. He's a fast, take the top off the guy receiver, who showed the ability to be athletic and showed very, very limited route trees, throughout his time in college. So I didn't see the drops, that he started to get. I think he had 10 last year or something like that.
Yeah, I think after the injury, he was almost a little tentative going over the middle, and there were times where he would like pull up on a catch point and like wouldn't pull it in because he was afraid of the safety coming down or the linebacker coming across the middle. Like it felt like there were drops because he just wasn't ready to like get contact at the point of the catch.
Yeah. So I think you have to have the conversation. I don't know if 44 gets it done. I don't know how realistic Jacksonville is in wanting to get rid of the receiver. I'll say this, maybe a hot take. I think the better. So,
you think LaFleur would get rid of a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Let's see what happens over the next couple, over the next couple days and weeks, and so. They might listen. They might bring in Dobbs, to go to pair up with Malik Willis.
Yep.
They got Michael Wilson there. Harrison, from what I understand, has rubbed people wrong in the organization. Now, I'm not saying he needs to change scenery and it's going to fix. Maybe he's just a malcontent. You know what I mean? I have no idea. But to me, I could see them making a big move and saying, hey, we'll take 44 and a pick next year, or 44 and something, 44 a day 3 pick and another pick next year or something like that, and moving him. Just food for thought. I'm not guaranteeing it. This ain't no
Mhm.
Ricky the dog. I'm just throwing it out there.
Right.
So,
Shout out to everyone in the chat. Pop it in. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We got Dylan Tereman's link pinned in the chat right now. I'll also share Dom C's momentarily. These are the two guys that I go to most for all my draft takes, opinions, thoughts. You guys know this. You both get annoyed when I call you, so you can testify now in front of everyone that I do it. I'm not just blowing smoke on air right now. We do have a raffle going off. It's all raffle entries are double tonight, Tuesday night, big massive show. Super chats and gifted memberships get you on the wheel. Winner's choice. You pick the player, you pick the item. Mini helmet, jersey, autograph photo. You choose. So I'm someone who likes to have options in life, so I'd like to give it out to everyone else. Sometimes you might not like the player. You might have that item already. But now you pick custom prizes here on the show. Now, Dom, you're up.
I am.
And Dylan, you have the board here.
Yep.
So I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Okay, I'm thinking three things. I think that this could be a spot where you try to reinforce the offensive line. You definitely need a left guard. You definitely need a competition for Josh Myers at center or your center of the future. So a combo interior lineman.
Talk fatties to me, Dom. You know what Daddy likes.
Well, so that's one way I think here. Secondly, and I know this is not, you're not going to go over very well, I think you still need to bring in another defensive lineman. You brought in Reeder, who now, with Tavondre Sweat covers your nose, but I think you need to bring in another guy who can play that 5 tech in the odd front or, the 4-eye in the bare fronts when you go 5 up front. Or can line up at 3 tech or 1 tech in 4-man fronts. So I think a defensive tackle / odd front defensive end would be in play here. And the third thing is weapon, because you really haven't addressed the weapon. I don't know if.
Well, to be fair, we did simulate Dobbs.
No.
Bring the chat now.
You're right.
We did simulate. We do have Dobbs on the roster.
You're absolutely right, but I still think, like I said, I still think you need a weapon to go kind of do that other stuff from the line of scrimmage up the seams. And I think that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to shy away from the guard. I'll pick my guard up later. If he's available, I'm sure he is at this point. This is a guy who I think is going to go a lot higher than either people know about him or people are expecting. I'm going to take Eli Stowers, the move tight end from Vanderbilt. Now, he is not, for those who don't know a lot about him, he's not just a tight end. First off, he is a forced missed tackle machine. So with the ball in his hands, he's absolutely money. He had about 800 yards, almost 800 yards and a half dozen touchdowns last year roundabout. The guy catches everything, literally catches everything. He can play all over the place. He can play the slot. In essence, he's a big wide receiver. At 240 some odd pounds, he is big enough. He's not going to line up in line most of the time, but he can definitely be that insert blocker. You talk about move tight ends in this offense with Frank Reich, guys who run, a guy who wants to live in counter and like crackbacks and stuff like that. You can bring him in as your tight end and insert him to kick out those blocks or lead up the hole in counter. He does that very well. Second level, peeling off. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty and do something like that. And again, you got to remember, he's a super explosive athlete. He blew the combine away, right? He's got legit speed.
Am I reading this right, or is this a typo?
What?
A 45.5-inch vertical?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
He basically jumped over Bobby Midnight. Holy shit!
Yeah, he's a ridiculously good. He's a ridiculously good athlete. The way he breaks his routes off. He runs routes like a wide receiver. He's a former quarterback with a huge with really good football IQ. So to me, this is the kind of counter, the Robin to the Batman that is Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor can do the stuff from the wide, the inline stuff. He can do those, those dump off those drags. Be that, that kind of source, and you utilize a guy who can catch the ball, be athletic, force missed tackles. The way that the league is going, you're going to need one of these guys. So
Wow.
I'm going to take Eli Stowers here and be happy about it. There's tons of linemen that are going to come. You already plucked the safety, and the linebacker group is as deep as it's been in 10 years. So I'm fine with taking a weapon here. This is the weapon I'm taking.
All right, I like it.
That's a curveball. I was filtering as you were talking about your decision-making process. You're like, okay, offensive line. I go down and I click interior offensive lineman. You say defensive line. Okay,
he knew how to fucking tease me. Edge. He knows what I like. Then, he did that to fucking tease me. He knew.
And he said
started
weapon.
with talking lineman. I was gonna fucking I saw a fucking medium rare steak, man.
I know you wanted Chase Bisontis, and I could have taken him there, but there's no wow factor in the show.
But it's somebody different too. Yes. And the whole purpose of these exercises are to get different names and get the chat familiar for those who are interested in the draft and the names that are in it. You can learn a little bit, maybe about a player that you didn't know. Maybe some people are going right now and Googling and watching. Well, I hope you keep the show open and just open up an internet tab. But maybe they're going and looking at his highlights. Like I pulled them up right away on Tankathon. I'm like 45.5-inch vertical. I'm like, is this correct?
Yeah, I put some stats in the chat here with his broad jump. First among tight ends at the combine. His vert was first among tight ends at the combine, and his 40 was tied for second. Obviously, Kenyon Sadiq ran the 4.39. He and RJ Maryland from Southern Methodist both tied at 4.51 in the 40. He also has the second fastest 10-yard split, which in some positions is probably more important than 40-yard dash. So I like that Dom went with the new direction. And when you said weapon, Dom, that's when my filter search, I was like, shit, do I have to click running back and wide receiver and tight end? And then I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to click wide receiver and hope that he's going to pick like Jeremy Bernard or something. But I'm glad that you threw the curveball there. That was cool.
Yeah, listen, it's a different in this situation. You have 3 wide receivers already intact, right? You have Dobbs, you have Garrett, you have AD Mitchell.
Yep.
You can use another wide receiver, and I'm sure they're going to, but yet you also have 6 more picks later on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can pluck depth from there. You need a complement. Look at the modern NFL, right? Aranda Gadsden, big slot type tight end, seam buster, huge results in for the Chargers. Look at Harold Fannin Jr. Seam buster, force missed tackle machine, great hands, athletic, huge force for Cleveland. This is the way the NFL is going. Dalton Kincaid, even though he had a down year because he got hurt last year, like you need that type of complement to your big inline wide type receiver. It's not a knock on Mason Taylor. It's building up the room. You know what I mean?
And that's exactly the comment I put up here. Villette, it's to complement one another. It's not to replace Taylor. Taylor has this guy would bring another, and you're just filling out your room. Jeremy Ruckert is not a tight end too. Jeremy Ruckert will be a glorified back. He will be your fullback. He will be your blocker. He will be your maybe 16 catches a year tight end because you need to be more athletic. And he serves a purpose. And I don't see you keeping Ruckert and back. Ruckert can play that back role. You can go 3 tight ends if you have the athleticism here of a player like this.
Think of Eli Stowers, Nick, is just take the 2 letters of TE away from him and just think of him as an offensive weapon. Like he literally can do all of that.
Nice.
What do you think about him matching up
with a super chat? Says, I am in 2 receivers to the New York Jets now with Mechie gone. Yeah, Kyle, you're going to have to do it. I thought Mechie would be here. I'm a little surprised that they didn't retain him. It's a player that they brought in and targeted in the Michael Carter III trade.
$4 million contract, though.
And he could still maybe come back. Maybe he gets no offers out there, and maybe they bring him back. But I I'm not going to cry any tears over John Mechie the third.
Yeah.
With what he went through, I'm happy that he's back and able to play football. Right? He had leukemia his rookie year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, leukemia or Hodgkin's lymphoma. What do you have?
Leukemia.
Leukemia.
Yep.
So, my son was heartbroken when, he's an Alabama guy. My son was heartbroken with that news. So he was happy that he came back to the NFL because it was his favorite player at the time at Alabama. And the fact that he's playing football again is tremendous. So, on a personal note, good for him. I wish him well because of that factor. But it just wasn't a very, very good fit here. Kyle, you are in the raffle for 4 more entries, my friend. Your entries are piling up just as they should for the number 1 overall seed in Asmaniac Madness. All right, now, Dom, you have pick 44. You have time, or are you picking and dipping? What are you doing?
I'm leaving you guys. I don't want to kind of intercede your show anymore. I just wanted to stop by, show my love to you, Nick, and say hello to BT. And I'll watch from the I'll hang up and watch, as they used to say in WFAN land.
I'll give you my question, and then I'll hang up and listen while I'm driving. I hate those fucking callers.
It's
I don't
up there
hate
with
you,
like
my
a
friend.
long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah.
It's like one of those cliche things that everybody has to say.
I'm going to give you 3 points. One's a question, one's a comment, and one's an inquiry. I'm going to want you to answer them in forms of 2, 1, and 3 first. I'm going to hang up. I'm going to listen. My wife's making meatloaf. I can't hold her up. Don't take more than 30 seconds. Like, shoot, just fucking answer your question. Ask your question. Get the fuck off the radio.
I got one.
Staten Island. I'm talking to you, Ira, in fucking Staten Island.
I got one question with 37 parts.
And I want you to answer them odd numbers first, even numbers second.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Hey, guys, have a good night.
Appreciate you, Dom.
Nice
right,
surprise. Thanks for popping in.
You got it, brother.
Yeah, he messaged me. He's like, "Don't tell DT. I'm gonna pop in. I'm gonna take pick 44." That's why just to give you a little look behind the curtain here, when we went, you're like, "I'll take 16." I'm like, "Ooh, that would give him 44." I'm like, "All right, let's snake it." So then I had 44, and you as the guest don't get one of your picks shorted. Poor Ira. Oh, I fucking hate his calls, dude. I've hated his calls for years. Not a fan of Ira. Nice guy, but I don't understand how you just sit there and go back and forth calling radio shows all day. Meanwhile, appreciate everyone who calls into YouTube shows all day.
Yeah.
Totally different. You get to see your face. All right, let's
True.
bring the mock back up, and here we go. So we have Arvell Reese, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, Ty Simpson, and Brock Wait, who? No. Eli Stowers as our tight end, as our big slot, as another weapon. And if this were to come through, right? Meatloaf! Thank you, Kevin Tattoos. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. That's why Kevin has an emoji on the channel. Everyone remind him that why he is loved here. Drop that emoji right now for him in the chat. You starting to see the makings of an NFL offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you have Dobbs and Wilson together. You have Taylor and Stowers together. We're operating under the ideology that you have Brees, Allen, and Davis still in the backfield. You have 4 of your 5 offensive linemen coming back together. You got a veteran quarterback in Brissett. Now you have a rookie in Ty Simpson. You're starting to see some wheels turn. And listen, we're not the 1988 San Francisco 49ers, but you're starting to see some pieces come together, and you're starting to see a vision, and you're starting to see a plan, and you're starting to see still a 2027 first round quarterback, but still it's nice to see these pieces coming together.
100%.
Now, all right, so this would be my pick here at 103, and slowly scroll down. Go like Wheatley is the last name I see. Go to the next tier of players after Wheatley, like the next group. All right. Go down a little more to after Sap. I'm looking for a certain player. I don't see him yet.
I can filter by position as well.
No, I think I know who I'm going to take.
Michael
Now,
Trigg, the tight end from Baylor.
no, sir. Now, for those of you who watch the show, you know that I am a massive, massive fan of Brian Baldinger. I love Brian Baldinger's inputs, his breakdowns. I love everything that he brings with his knowledge to the game. He has Jalen Kilgore as his number 2 rated safety after the combine. And here, we need playmakers on the back end still. I know we got Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I'm going to go with Kilgore, and I'm going to add him to this Jets secondary. And we're going to get at least 2 interceptions next year.
At least 2.
At least 2. Now, this site that you're using has him listed as cornerback, but everything I've seen on him has him as a safety. What's your thoughts? Is that data error with them creating it, or
if you look down here, it looks like he played a lot in the box, 157 snaps, 497 in the slot. So perhaps it is a projection of him going from a slot corner to a box safety, if I had to guess. But I thought when I
this is just an upgrade from the Isaiah Oliver role that we had to watch for a few years under Saleh, where it was kind of like safety and then covered a tight end like type of player?
Yeah, honestly, that's a
Okay.
really good descriptor of what you just picked up. A versatile secondary piece who can play a little bit of and Malachi Moore's of that same mold, and maybe that is their type. They like nickel defenders who can also give you juice at safety and vice versa. So yeah, I think this is a pretty solid pick.
And Dom C just texted me. He is Brian Branch Light, can play nickel and can play the post safety right
There it
after I said that.
Yep.
So, all right. Listen, if you and Dom both approve, I'd like to tell all the kids out there, Coach Nick just cooked.
Yeah, and we interviewed Dom and I got to speak with Kilgore at the Senior Bowl between practices, one of our interviews. So
Fuck. The phone fell, hit the desk, tumbled, and nutshot.
oh, it's like a magnet. Like it's kind of nuts.
Made of steel, baby.
Kind of nuts.
Well done.
Oh boy.
Well done. Hey man, whatever. We have fun. You got to laugh to get through this stuff.
100%. All right, I'm up now at pick 178. This is the compensatory 5th round pick. Let's see. We went secondary twice, edge, quarterback, and tight end. Can really go a handful of places here. We didn't get a safety in free agency, so I would look at that position as well as interior offensive line, because we do need, well, we kind of did just get a safety in Kilgore, so I don't really need to get safety. Let's look at offensive interior. Pat Coogan.
And with this scenario, like, how, just for discussion purposes, before you get a little further into this pick here, how would you use McNeil Warren and Kilgore together? Does this just bump Malachi Moore to your third safety and a backup piece? You have packages where they all on the field together.
Yeah, all the above. I think you play big nickel, which is 3 safety look. You can bring Malachi Moore down as like a slot type of guy. I think he can do both. I think,
and all of these guys can do that, right? From my understanding.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren, I think is definitely both a post and a box safety. Maybe, and I guess Dom could speak a little bit more to it, but I feel like there's not that elite range in the safety room, but you have a very good floor of both capabilities, right? So you're not really, you're doing kind of like what Saleh did, but you're actually prioritizing the position, and you have guys that can move around. And if you want to play split 2 high safety, you can. If you want to buzz one down, it doesn't matter which one it is. Offenses aren't going to be able to key in and be like, okay, every time Emmanuel McNeil Warren creeps up toward the line of scrimmage, they're going to play cover 1, and we know what it's going to look like, and vice versa. So yeah, they're all pretty solid floors in both elements of the safety position. So yeah, you can Malachi Moore is safety 3, and that's fitting for what he is right now in his career, at least. He misses too many tackles to be a starter.
Okay,
so,
that's fair.
Yeah.
For those of you in the chat just popping in, Dylan and I each chose 2 players. It's scrolling on the ticker on the bottom of the screen. We simulated 2 additions. Dylan chose Demario Davis and Romeo Dobbs. I chose defensive tackle DJ Reader, and we traded pick 133 for Jacoby Brissett. So that's how we're operating this mock draft. I appreciate you all being here. Hit the like button. Dylan's link is pinned in the chat if you haven't subscribed to his channel already. Welcome. Congratulations from coming out from under the rock that you've been living under. And welcome back to reality and humanity. Please click that link. Go subscribe to his channel. And as always, we are doing a raffle here. $5 super chats and gifted memberships get you on the wheel. And I am feeling very generous tonight. So I will say this. If we get 10 gifted memberships, I will go into the Nick Shine wallet and I will give 10 as well to match it. Very thankful for all of you who take time to come here, watch this program, be a part of it, comment in the chat, call in, give me hell, Clancy, Black Gypsy, talking to basically you two. You're the only 2 really who do that, but you're very good at it. You're very consistent. Love you guys for it. It brings an interesting dynamic to the program. And all of you who comment, support, like, you're the best. So, like I said, we get 10 gifted from you guys. I will give 10 myself. Right now, Dylan, back to you. And Jay, stop being gay. It's going to be so fucking awesome to beat you without Caleb Wilson. I can't wait. There'll be no fucking excuses. Tremble's going off for 30. Enjoy. E to D. Go ahead.
Oh, is this a North Carolina Duke rivalry going on?
There's no rivalry. They don't have as much championships as us. We have
Okay.
we have the all-time head-to-head. Like what are we doing? Like we eliminated their elite all-time coach at home in a huge game where he had to tell the fans to shut up so he could talk. He told Duke fans to shut up on the night that he's getting honored. How the fuck do you draw up anything better than that? Imagine if Belichick had to go make a fucking speech in the snow after we ended his career. That would have been the fucking equivalent. Like, we're happy we beat him in a game that meant nothing. That meant something. We won't see you tomorrow, Jay. I'm kicking you out of the fucking Discord. I won't see you, and I'm blocking you on my phone. So,
and not to completely expose myself as a casual ball knower in the basketball realm, but Tar Heel men, are they good, or is Duke, like, are they ranked close?
When we played the first game, Caleb Wilson, who's a projected top 5 pick in the NBA draft, he's long, he's 6'10", he can attack, he can dunk from anywhere. You look at his highlight reel, and it's just NBA player physique, size. And he was the best player on the court. Boozer Jr. Was in foul trouble. Carlos Boozer Jr. He was in foul trouble a little bit in the game, but he just didn't get into a rhythm. They made it a point to like attack him and get him in foul trouble. And when we first played them, Tremble hadn't really made a full comeback yet, and now he's a senior guard who's playing really well for them. And it sucks losing a player like Wilson. He was out for several weeks and broke a bone in his left hand, and then in non-contact drills broke his fucking thumb on his right hand today.
Jeez.
So he was targeted to come back. Duke is better always. Go fucking find one thing that they're better at besides being awful as a lacrosse team. It's the only thing they're better at. You know the story.
I was going to say, the only thing I know about basketball in the Carolinas, other than this information that I'm just learning now, is that the Gamecock women last year were absolutely ridiculous. I think they were like 1st or 2nd seed. They were like undefeated for a while.
Yes, and I always support women that have shirts that say Cox on it. So good for them.
You got to be selective with the merch you buy.
And we just drafted Jalen Kilgore. Look how we tie it all together on the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotta love it. All
We're
right.
up here at 178. Some in the chat are salivating over a linebacker. Some might be salivating over a guard.
Yep.
Where are you? What do you think?
Yeah, Maisie and Black Gypsy both hitting on the positions that I want to tackle here. Offensive interior and linebacker. I don't love. Okay, so I'm deciding between Pat Coogan, the absolutely oversized center, Joe Tippmann 2.0, 6'5", 311. Not saying stylistically, but just from a size profile, perhaps he could. I don't think he ever played guard. He played left guard 2 years ago.
What a coincidence. We're going to need a left guard.
Right. And then he played 1,800 snaps at center over the last 2 years. Highly, highly productive player on a national championship team, of course. So I'm decided between him and the player right underneath him, Owen Heineke, the linebacker out of Oklahoma, 6'1", 227, a little bit undersized. But we have Demario Davis. We still have Jamie Sherwood. This is your sideline to sideline infusion of speed. Somebody called us the geriatric Jets because we signed one 37-year-old linebacker. All of a sudden, the second youngest roster in the NFL last year. We insert one player over 35, and it's the retirement home Jets. Don't really understand.
You look at Sherwood, McDonald, and Reese. Those three guys can fucking run.
Yeah, for sure. So I didn't get the geriatric part of it, but we are going to add Owen Heineke, the linebacker. Really, really like OU's defense as a whole. I've studied Grayson Halton to a degree. He was at Senior Bowl. I like Brent Venables' defense. I'm really excited to dive in a little bit more on their defense and watch Heineke. But, give me the sideline to sideline guy who can play in your base 4-3 with both Sherwood and, Demario Davis.
Okay.
Oh, Black Gypsy. It's not fast enough for Black Gypsy, apparently. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Sonny Styles wasn't available.
So this is your pick. You're back to back here.
Oh, yes, we are doing the snake. All right, so we ran a 4.62 with a 1.62 10-yard split. That's really not bad. His jumps were a little underwhelming. But, all right. 193, this is a 6th-round pick. First of 3 6th-round picks. Holy crap. Oh, why not? Pat Coogan. He was there. I wanted him at the first pick, and I chose Heineke over him, and I didn't think he would be here 15 picks later, but he is. So I am going to take Pat Coogan, the 6'5" offensive center. Perhaps down the line you can eventually get him at guard. And Joe Grana in the chat, he said Coogan was the pick, bro, and Coogan is the pick. And I got 2 for the price of 1.
All right. Now let's take a look at either bring up edge, outside linebacker, and edge, or D end, outside linebacker, whatever they have it labeled as. Scroll down a little bit. Is he gone?
What about Vincent Anthony from Duke?
Bunch of dick riders. That's what the D stands for. Is he gone already?
What is a Tar Heel, though?
Stay focused, bro. Stay focused. Stay don't let Jay bring you down.
That's funny.
Is he drafted already?
We're at pick 207, so I'm assuming probably.
I know, but it's a guy that I thought late could be there. Scroll down a little more at this and just see. Let me see some of the names.
Oh,
yeah.
I like, and they're big reaches comparatively
Holy
to the.
Shit, he's that low?
Yeah, I don't know what Trevor Sikkema is smoking over here at PFF, but Lander Barton at 268, and also Scooby Williams at 318. I mean, maybe they just haven't updated, how much tape they've seen on these guys, but I mean, his analytics aren't fantastic, but I think he's a solid player.
I was looking for Malachi Lawrence if he was available.
Oh, he is 54 on PFF's big board.
Is he that high now?
Okay. Yeah, since he blew up the combine, yeah, he's going to go. I don't know if he'll go that high, but yeah, the UCF edge is firmly a day 2 prospect post combine, at least in my opinion.
All right, scroll back up here then.
Yep. Logan Fano, the brother of Spencer Fano.
All right. I'm going to go with a versatile player here. I've had this guy in a couple other mocks. I'm going to go with Red Murdoch from Buffalo.
Ooh, local kid. Crazy
He's
run
local.
defense grade.
He's flexible. He can play inside linebacker. He can play outside. He could play edge. You can move him all around. If you have the flexibility and positional versatility with Reese, I think this is a great guy to pair with him that you can move all around.
Did he go to the combine? He did. He did not do the drills, so we don't know how fast he is, Black Gypsy. I'm sorry to tell you, but I like it. Local kid. You can bring him in on a local visit, which doesn't count towards your top 30 visits. I like this one. You know, I don't want to derail completely, but I had an Alabama.
NFL.com has him 6'2", 232, 31-inch arms, 10 3/8-inch hands. Doesn't obviously have any, like you said, he didn't work out at it. His strengths, jarring production includes 39.5 tackles for loss the past 3 seasons. Set NCAA record for forced fumbles with 17. Plays with heaviness in his hands and pads as a striker. Able to absorb blocks with balance and hold his ground. Can work around a block or greet it with a smack. Pursues with leverage and is successful tackle finisher when he's in position.
I like it. Absolutely like it.
And that's from Lance Erline.
We trust Lance. We like Lance over at NFL.com. All right. You are back up again at 210 overall.
All right. Let me see what we got here. Scroll down a little bit. Let's see. 210, 218, 242. Let me take a look here real quick.
Can I ask you something? Because everybody's
Sure,
going off about linebackers. If we didn't phone a friend and Dom C took Eli Stowers, I know you like Chase Besantis. Any thought of Jacob Rodriguez at 44? A little rich for your blood.
Go back. Go to the full draft.
Okay.
And go there and see if Gold Day was there. I like Gold Day too.
Oh, he definitely was there at 44. Gold Day. Yeah, they were both there at 44. Jacob Rodriguez went 47. And Besantis 55. Gold Day 58. 58 to the Niners. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I would have debated between the two of them, to be completely honest with you.
Gold Day and Besantis? Or
Gold Day, Besantis, Rodriguez, like these would have been guys in it. If you didn't take McNeil Warren, the kid from LSU, Halsey, Halsey would have been another guy that I would have looked at in this 44 position. These were guys that I was thinking about before Dom, tagged himself in, which I love, and Dom did chime in. But yeah, those are the guys that I would have debated.
Yep, and your guy Malachi Lawrence went 56 to the Jacksonville Jaguars with their first pick of the draft because they don't have a first rounder. Wow, Grayson Holton 72 to the Bengals. Wow, Mike Washington. Wow, run a fast 40, get picked in the top 75. Nussmeier to the Dolphins. Sorry, we're getting off the rails, but that is interesting to see how some of these picks fell. But yeah, those guys went way earlier. All right, where are we at here? There we go. 210.
I'm debating here. You know what? I need some more Bulldogs on this team. I know people didn't love Arian Smith. I'm going to go with Colby Young from Georgia.
Okay.
Click on that and just show everyone his.
Yep. Okay, so he's a boundary guy. Oh, 6'4", 215 pounds. Yeah, I should have led with that one. Boundary guy. a little over 1,000 yards on his career. Not a heavily targeted player. Who was there? Oh, Gunnar Stockton was their quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they had Delp. They had
Yeah. Zachariah Branch.
Branch. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have good weapons there. They had who's the running back? Running back reminds me of like a poor man's they run a lot of swing passes for him out of the backfield. He's like a
Oh,
poor
okay.
man's McCaffrey.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I don't love Georgia's offense, like the way that they.
It's maddening to watch
Yeah,
because
like
I feel that every game they lose is Kirby Smart mismanages or miscalls the game, and
right.
then every game they win, I feel is just based upon talent.
Yeah,
And I just think that Kirby's a great recruiter, but he's not that elite in-game coach. Like they lost this year in the tournament because he went for it on his own 31-yard line with plenty of time left, and it was a 14-point swing in a minute.
yeah, and that's college in a nutshell. Like the 14-point swings are so common in the college realms.
You know what? Fuck it. I talked myself out of it because you didn't make the pick in time. Scroll back up. I would take Delp, but we already got a tight end. We're not going to have four tight ends. Go to quarterbacks.
Diego Pavia, pair him back up with his tight end, Eli Stowers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. I want a quarterback that's smaller than our kicker. All right, get
Hey,
out of here.
Whenever
My
you
guy-
have the
My
measurables of
Jack
Jake
Strands is
Haskins.
gone.
Oh, wait, maybe he's not. Nah, he's gone. Could you imagine if he was down here at 434?
Jesus Christ.
Gronowski. So many people, Alan, try to tell me Gronowski was going to be something. All right.
I miss Alan. He's kind of disappeared, even from this show now too.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Man, I don't know at this point. Go down a little more. Let me see. Let me see. Card. Go to
another
interior
Georgia wide
offensive
receiver.
lineman.
Micah Morris, for anybody who consumes YouTube golf. Not the same Micah Morris, of course, but
You know, what, give me Ethan Oinama from Ohio State, just
Okay.
because at this point, give me
Jeez.
a big body.
79 inches tall, 331 pounds. Played left tackle, right tackle. All right. You don't bring back Max Mitchell. Now you have your swing tackle who can give you some interior experience. I like it. And I made the pick, so you can't change your mind again. All right, we're
I like
back up.
that pick. I think, and you go ahead. You finish it up.
Yep. We're back up. Taylor Green. Ah, damn it. He went to the Steelers. I like
I will
doubling
say
up.
this though, while you're doing this and you're scanning names, I'm gonna give a little commentary here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have this many draft picks. I think that they will work with purpose. I think that they will either use some of these picks to trade for and acquire veterans throughout draft weekend, or maybe leading up to, or pair some of these picks to jump up and go after players that they want to target. So I don't think we're going to have all these picks on the back end, but I wouldn't rule out a kicker either. Now the Dolphins are getting rid of Sanders.
Mm-hmm. If you don't bring back Nick Folk, you bring in Nick Sanders right away. Or Jason Sanders, excuse me.
Thunderlips, I did not get anything. I don't have any super chats that came in. I will check YouTube just in case StreamYard's being a fuckface. But I appreciate you for trying. Again, folks, for those of you just joining, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If we get 10 gifted memberships tonight during this stream, I will give 10 myself.
All right.
Enough with Taylor and Green. I don't even have the guy on the team yet, and I'm tired of hearing about him.
We got whoever Nick just picked instead. Ethan Onionwa, the versatile offensive lineman from Ohio State. And at 218th overall, we are going to select our first wide receiver in this draft, Josh Cameron, strictly on the basis that he had 102 targets last year and was only attributed to one drop. That is a guy I want on my team, 6'1", 224. Was a Senior Bowl guy too, so I got to see him a little bit in person. Definitely a fan of those analytics. And we have one more pick, which I agree with you, Nick. I think we'll end up with like 8 to 10 picks. So we'll use 2, maybe 3 of them to move up and around the board and do things for sure. And honestly, I know we talked to Dom about it with BTJ. There's a lot of smoke. Both, I mean, that account was fake that posted that about Brian Thomas Jr. today that had everybody, including Matthew Berry, quote tweeting it and actually analyzing it like it was real. But there's a lot of smoke around BTJ, and they have inquired, the Jets have inquired already about BTJ and other veteran players, both offensively and defensively. So Mooj is doing his job. I'll say that for sure. I'm gonna double up on South Carolina guys. Rashul Faison, the running back. I just don't know what Braylon Allen's going to be after the injury. So you not replace, but you add a 6 foot, 218. What are we laughing at?
Oh, shout out to Thunderlips.
Oh, no.
Sent me a Venmo. And it says, "You are beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring you down. You're cool too, Dylan."
What is that? Oh, shoot. Is that Christina Aguilera lyrics?
You are beautiful.
That's Christina Aguilera, right?
They say. Words can't bring you down. You're cool
Oh,
too, Dylan.
no.
Listen, you send me a $15 Venmo. I'll sing the fucking lyrics for you.
I'm just cool, so I'm not going to sing.
Thunderlips, I want to make sure you get your money's worth, my friend.
What do you say? I'm nice or I'm cool? Which one was it?
You're cool too, Dylan.
Thanks. Thunderlips, I have you in the final 4 in Asmaniac Madness. So come on. I had you taken down the 1 seed in that bracket.
Tremendous. He sent me the videos, so I got to see them before they hit the air. And I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, upset alert coming. Like, literally, he can do some damage. Like, that's the spirit of the tournament. Like, people are like, oh, I don't want to fucking knock out somebody I know. Like, they once said hi to me in the chat. Shut the fuck up. It's fucking fun. No, it's not the Hunger Games. No one's dying if you fucking lose.
Yeah.
Have fun with it. Embrace it. Laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
Embarrass your fucking kids like Thunderlips doing. That's the spirit of it.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Way to go, Thunderlips. Way to
I
fucking
appreciate it,
embrace
Thunderlips.
And just to show you his original video with his white dress pants and shit that he had, I texted him during the bracket reveal. Hey, heads up. I don't know if you're watching. You're in the bracket. And he's like, oh, shit. Dude, 20 minutes later, Jake's playing the video. Like, him and the family jumped to it, got dressed, made the video, wrote the fucking signs, edited it, and then sent it to me and then sent it to Jake. And Jake had it on the air. And I'm like, I just fucking texted him 20 minutes ago. This is remarkable.
I love it. Absolutely love it. All right. Last pick of the mock. We're taking another Gamecock, Rashul Faison, running back. Like I said, I don't know what Braylon Allen's going to look like after the leg injury. I want to add to the room, not necessarily replace Braylon Allen, but 6 foot, 218 pounds. Runs a lot of zone schemes, so I'm not sure if that's necessarily going to be our bread and butter on offense. I don't know if we're going to be a zone scheme or a gap scheme with Frank Reich. I forget what he did with the Colts and Jonathan Taylor, to be honest, but we got to add to that room. I'm cool with taking a late 7th round pick. We're like 6 picks from the bottom at this point of actual regular picks in the draft before the compensatory. So give me a halfback to round out the room. We attacked pretty much every position on this team. We were very well rounded in this draft. We got quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, interior offensive line, and every position on the defense. Not too shabby, Nick.
All right, so let's break this down. I got the A-. You got the D+ and the A-. Dom got a D+. I guess they didn't like the Star Wars pick, but we need a weapon like that. Kilgore got a C. Heineke got a B-. Coogan got a B+. Red Murdoch gets an A- coming in late.
Hell yeah.
Ethan got a D. And then Cameron B- and Faison B-. What was our overall grade? B-?
Hey, I'll take a B- with PFF's mock draft simulator. It's hard to get A's, to be honest, especially doing a full 7-round mock. It's very hard to get an A.
Yeah, well, I think Thunderlip's wife just called me an A-hole. He says, my wife hates you. I took a break, and now I'm roped back in, and all this shit is on again. Carrie, I'm sorry. Blame me. And I just want to say, Thunderlips, you are not the first friend of mine to tell me that their wife hates me, but you were the first one to tell me in the last 3 years.
Oh.
So there's that.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. And Thunderlips, you are on the wheel. And I'm going to give you 2 extra raffles. You get 8 raffles for the Venmo that you sent. And I'm going to throw 2 of my in there with you just to make it easier instead of gifting 1, 1, 1. But they go to you, and they went to DBZJC, M. Morris, D. Dime, C. Diggs, and Mimosa Louise. Thank you. Thunderlips, I'm a wordsmith. You're a lipsmith with that beautiful, majestic dash that I saw you in October and it's still going. I would have bet the under. I would never would have thought it would have made Christmas. But congratulations to you. That thing is a fucking work of art, man. May it live on and embarrass your family forever.
That's funny.
All right. Well, folks, there you have it. There's our mock draft 2.0. We did a dueling mock the first time around. Again, hit the like button. Let's see where we're at. We've had a lot of people in and out tonight. We're at 47. We got 48 of you here. I know 3 of you have not hit the like button yet.
I hit the like button, Nick.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate you, sir. You're very nice. We get 3 more likes. We'll drop the call in link. We'll take a couple calls. Black Gypsy will ridicule us, and then we'll move on to happy callers. Oh, he said I refuse. Well, we did it without you, Gypsy. That's what she said.
I was gonna say I got about 15 minutes. 11 o'clock is the cutoff. I think I told you the last time we did this, I did not go to sleep until like after 1 a.m. I just get so jacked up after these. We have so much fun, and like it's like I don't want to say this because it's gonna come off bad, but it's almost like a little high, right? Like you're like, oh my god, I'm so amped up.
You get an
like,
adrenaline rush.
Yeah, you
right?
don't want to lay down and go to sleep immediately after this. Like you got to go relax and whatever. But yeah, I actually like our mock draft. I think we did pretty good. There's some things, and that's the whole point of this, right? Is Dom came in and threw a pick out there that we probably weren't going to take, and then it caused us to trickle effect, butterfly effect our whole mock draft, and we still came away with a really good haul of picks, in my opinion. Like the middle portion, like even after Stowers, like Kilgore, Heineke, Coogan, Murdoch, like that was a really solid 4 picks in the middle rounds that we don't normally mock to the Jets, right? Maybe myself and Heineke a couple of times, but I don't think I've ever seen Red Murdoch. I know fans like him. Pat Coogan, I don't think I've ever seen be mocked to the Jets. And Jalen Kilgore, a lot of people, they'll turn on the PFF simulator and see cornerback and they'll just turn away and not take them. So I think we did a good job.
Nice. Also, if anyone wants to reveal anything about themselves that no one may know before today, oh, look, Gator McCluskey says, gay. Congratulations, Gator. It's 2026. You shouldn't have to live a secret life anymore. And I should know better than to make jokes about a guy who makes videos like this. I love you, Gator. Have a great time on your trip. You're the man.
Shout out, Gator.
Call link is pinned. I got a little bit to hang out. Like I said, I got to wake up tomorrow, but it's basketball work for 8 hours tomorrow. I got to cover horrible stuff that
We,
happened.
we don't have to put up Thunder Lips. Yeah, that was terrible what you told me earlier today. We don't have to put up Thunder Lips chat, the most recent one that he's addressing myself with. That's not allowed in the South, okay? It's not allowed. You can't do it.
Big fella loves the Coogan pick.
Hell yeah. Imagine Kyler Murray behind two 6'6" guards.
You got Timmon at 6'6". You got Olu at 6'5". You got Membo at 6'4".
Olu's at least 6'3", 6'4".
Good luck, 25. Haven't seen you in a minute, man. Hope you're doing well.
Sheet metal worker. Nice. Union job. Nice. Even nicer.
Yeah. Good luck, brother. So, what are we expecting? We got this is the last time we're going to be on air together before the tampering period starts on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think, realistically, do you think the Jets are going to jump early, or do you think they're going to kind of sit back, let the big names trickle down? You know, do you think they're going to? Last year, I said, and I was right. I don't think we're going to shop in the top 50 of the, like, I had CBS. I kept putting CBS as top 100 free agents on. I was like, we're not going to shop in the top 50. Get that out of your head. We're not going to go there. I think Fields was 53, and that was the highest rated free agent that we signed last year.
Wow.
So, where do you think, and who do you think are some possible names that we could realistically see? Now, I know you had Dobbs up there, and
Yep.
I know you had Demario Davis. I threw out DJ Reader. Let's discuss maybe some other names of what and who you think that the Jets could do here.
Yeah, I'll focus a lot on the defense to make you happy specifically.
Okay.
3 names, all on the defensive line. And obviously we went DJ Reader, but you could just go with this player instead, Javon Hargrave, who was just cut out of Minnesota. I like him. Kwity Paye from the Colts. Really liked his story coming out of college. When I did the background research on him, I think it took a little bit for him to get his legs underneath him in Indianapolis, but I think he's come on as of late and could be a solid hand in the dirt 3-4 defensive end or stand-up rusher, depending on how you want to look at it. And then you could also add Leonard Floyd on a 1-year deal to be your pass rusher. I know everybody remembers Leonard Floyd for being the guy that sacked Rodgers when he tore his Achilles, but I think Leonard Floyd on a 1-year, $10 million deal, he's Temu Jadeveon Clowney in terms of he's got one role and he kind of does it really well and he can get after the quarterback for you. And he does play the run solid. So I think that's where I would go is defensive line. To me, wide receiver and defensive line, you will never hear backlash from me for having too much depth at either of those positions because we know things kind of just work themselves out at the NFL level. Injuries, suspensions, whatever, right? Anything happens and all of a sudden you're playing your wide receiver 5 or your defensive lineman 4 and you didn't anticipate it. So make a strength a strength, and defensive line was once a strength for the Jets. So let's get back to that.
Yeah. A couple players that I think realistically they could go and target. Now, I don't think they go as big as someone like Boye Mafe,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or Owa. I don't think they go that big. But if you're going to go draft Arvell Reese, and you know you're going to take Reese, and you have Will McDonald, I think you need a bigger, more physical edge presence. And I'm looking at a guy possibly like a Kwity Paye. He's 27. Yep. He's big. He's physical. He's not the greatest pass rusher, but you need physicality. You need that Calvin Pace role from the last time we played the 3-4. You need the guy who can be serviceable, but a guy who can also stop the run and allow and eat up some blockers and maybe allow others around him to make some plays. Um, Looking at other guys in the top, listen, I'm a Georgia fan. Uh, I think N'Kobe Dean has had some injuries. I think his value's down because of that. But if
Mhm.
you brought in someone like N'Kobe Dean, I would be very happy with that.
Hell
I
yeah.
think that would be. I've always said I wanted to draft Georgia Bulldogs time and time again. Johnny fist pumping in the back because he's also a Georgia fan. I knew he would like that one.
Hell yeah.
What up, Johnny boy?
Hey, I just wanted to come on here. Love the guys' content as always, man. You guys together, that shit is like peanut butter and jelly, baby. It's all good. Nick, I wanted to
Who,
ask you
us?
this. Oh shit, NS, DT, football. Come talk to us. You already know we talking sports, New York Jets.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys really quickly. I saw the whole Max Crosby, Ravens, and all that. Nick, do you think the Linderbaum conversation now is a big possibility for us? They can't afford him anymore. With Max Crosby's cap situation and all of that, is it a possibility for the New York Jets to maybe now get him?
I mean, you got to make that call. You have to make the call, and I think you make an offer. And I got no issue if you get Kyler Murray at 1.3 million, or you trade for Brissett, and you have Linderbaum, Titman, Membu, a rookie, and Olu. I'm I have zero complaints. You're talking about the potential. If Olu continues his trajectory, Titman stays where he is, right? Maybe you lock him in this year because you're eligible to give him that extension. You lock your line in, and now you'd have the rookie on at left guard. You'd have Membu with 4 more years before you got to extend them. You have Titman on the new contract. You have Olu on the rookie contract, and then you have Linderbaum locked in for 4 years. Man, that's a fucking badass line, man. And if the quarterback veteran choices slash projected rookie quarterback from this year don't work out, man, you got a rookie quarterback coming in behind a fucking line that's a finished product in year two. The chemistry's built, and you giving him the red carpet to succeed. And you don't have to put the weight of the world and the dreaded New York Jets, he's our savior, that our fan base loves to throw out. It's the kiss of death a la resistance.
DT?
I'm all for it. I don't necessarily think that this stops them from doing it. They have money. They can make money appear out of nowhere in the NFL. He does carry a heavy contract, Max Crosby, and so will Tyler Linderbaum. The only thing I will point you in the direction of is Lamar Jackson's recent social media activity. He posted the Denzel Washington boom meme, and then on his Instagram, he posted a Lindor chocolate meme. Lindor, boom. I think he has a center back.
Maybe
Just my
he
thoughts.
has a Lindor. He's talking about Lindor from
Oh, the
New York
baseball
Mets.
player?
Yeah,
maybe.
Francisco Lindor.
No, you're right.
You know,
Maybe that's
He-
true.
He's a big Met fan, so you know.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Big Met fan, Lamar
It's-
Jackson. I'm not. I'm with Nick and with you. I would totally make the call. I would try to see if you could peel him away from Baltimore. I just think if I had to guess that they're going to do everything they can to secure him because they now don't have a first round pick to go get an offensive lineman to replace him. Not that there is a center to get there, but the Ravens are also a smart franchise and they retain their best players and they let them go at the right time. This isn't the right time to let Linderbaum go.
Would you kick out Myers maybe to guard?
I would kick out Myers to a different
6 man.
franchise.
I would kick him
Yeah,
6 man, the same
anything,
thing he was
yeah,
supposed to
I
be
would do
last
it.
year.
Yeah, I would either kick Myers out to guard, even though he's never played there before, or I would take like a Keelan Rutledge in the 4th round and try to do something like that, so you at least have a plan at left guard. I don't know how I feel about Myers at left guard because he's never
Dude,
played it before.
I'm just like as soon as I got off, I had to come over here. I had to come and like be with Nick
Soon
and
as
be
I
like,
got off.
Yeah, you got off and thought
like,
of Nick.
hey man, I think
Post
of
nut
Nick,
clarity,
dog.
and it's Nick
Damn,
Shine.
Hey man, I'm like a sprinkler, dog. Like I just keep going, bro. Don't stop. Hey, look, Nick, you're telling me that this line is gonna be that good for years to come? They're gelling together.
It's taken
right?
a decade to get it back.
Woo. Oof, like let's go. And then we're still getting the fatties. And I love what you guys are talking about in free agency. You got your Quay Walkers that are out there that's not being talked about. You got your Lloyds, right? You got N'Kobe Dean. You got Leo Chanel. These guys won't cost you that much. And they are the middle linebackers, the mics that people continue to keep talking, right? Dude, Quay Walker, I love that cat. Dude, he's another Georgia guy, right? He was part of that whole team when they won. The dude's like 6'5", 240 something pounds and still runs a 40, and I think it was like what 4.57 or some crap, so give me that. Nick, DT, love you guys on here, man. Crushing it, killing it.
Appreciate it, bro.
Linderbaum. I don't know why I'm so excited about it right now, but holy shit, if that happens, bro.
Listen, if we're
You're
getting
the first
close to
person I'm
Monday,
gonna think of.
we're getting close
Jesus.
to Monday.
Yeah.
And
Jesus.
in November, I was told I'm an idiot by many.
I told you that today, Nick.
In December, shut up, Dylan. I'm trying to fucking talk. And then in December, I was told there's no way. And as always, that's the chemistry we have here, folks. That's the line dividing us. Now, and then January, I was like, if they're dumb enough to make him, if they're dumb enough to fuck around, make them find out. And if he hits the open market, you present the contract so ridiculous that they can't fucking match it. And if it's money he wants and it's the New York market and it presents many opportunities for post-career success off the field, you can walk into a studio and be like, hey man, I just played in New York for the last 7 years. I would like to have a studio job now. How many people have studio jobs? Like Eric Coleman was not a all-world player in the NFL. He's got a job on SNY in the New York market. Ray Lucas for years had a job in the New York market because he had 8 great games as a quarterback in 1999 after Vinny went down and Rick Myers shit the bed for several games before they finally went to Lucas. And then he went 6-2 down the end. And he beat Troy Aikman and he beat Dan Marino and he beat Brett Favre. And everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? And then he got a post-NFL career over that. So, listen, you can present it to him and hope to God he gets it.
And I think, right, to change the center market, as they keep saying, it's like 18 or 19 million. Pay him the 22 million. Right, reset it.
They've
Do
offered
it.
him a market-setting contract, and it
Yeah,
starts
which-
with a 2.
Who
did?
the
Baltimore?
Ravens
Yeah, according to their owner or GM.
before this trade?
Yeah, this was like last week.
Okay. Give them 22, bro. Look, Baltimore, New York, they're super close
I
still.
told you, I'd start I would present a 4-year, $100 million deal and say, we want you to be the center of the New York Jets. We have a great history of center here. Kevin Mawai, Nick Mangold.
Mangold.
We want you to be the next great New York Jets center. We have the offensive line coming up. We need your leadership and your stability in the center to anchor this line. And if he
100
says no, you go up a little bit more. Who gives a shit? You go
Dude,
to 110. You go
he's worth
27
it.
and a half. I don't give a fuck.
So worth it. Nick, DT, appreciate you, boys. Everybody watching,
Sir.
hit the smash. I don't even know how to talk right now. Smash the like button, hit the sub. Dude, I think this stream right now is on team Get Linderbaum. Make him a green and white New York Jet. Make it happen, okay?
Hell yeah.
Love you guys.
like
Yeah,
it.
guys, be good, man. Peace.
Thanks, buddy. For those of you watching, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy was bowling earlier. Hello, sir.
Hello, Nicky. How you doing, Nick?
I'm good. How's your evening? You got home safe?
Yeah, I already just had my Wendy's. Nice little bacon egg, a little fry, a little DP, and just watched a little bit of little old school. And
Home
after a
improvement?
hard day's work, somebody's
Who am
got
I?
a little
Who am
home
I, Beast?
improvement. Ah, Wilson.
Howdy ho, neighbor.
Hi, Wilson. How you doing, Wilson? So don't worry, we're gonna get some good draft picks. I have a great feeling. All we got to do is just stay with the positives and not worry about the negatives. If we don't get Mendoza, all we got to do is worry about getting Batman Bane.
All right. Heads or tails?
Yeah. We're gonna call heads.
Wrong.
Nick, it is 11 o'clock.
All right, sir.
So this is where I leave you and the chat. I appreciate you for having me on, and I'm looking forward to the Tuesday night stream celebrating you
It's Beast's
and
birthday?
your. It's this weekend, I think he said.
Oh, interesting. All right.
So
Yeah, man, I can't wait. Tuesday's gonna be a fun one. Got a lot of surprise guests lined up. Some of them revealed themselves already.
sorry.
It's fine.
I was like, shit.
Fuck.
Who else did?
No, just you.
Who's the guy that did this?
Awesome.
Oh shit.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Thank you so much, man. And
Yes, sir.
I look forward to our next one. Maybe we'll have to do dueling again.
Yeah, we'll have to definitely do a dueling one.
Also,
once
wait,
more.
can we talk about the thumbnail with
Oh,
with us? The thumbnail's tremendous with
Yeah.
the draft board in the back with
Yep.
Bobby,
I
Beast,
love the board. I love the board.
Charles, and Lane on the board.
Yes. Yeah, that was great. Much better than what was it? Croc Bowers or whatever they
Brock
put on last
Bowers it had on. AI, listen, AI gets close. Not everything is perfect, but they try.
They had Draco mayonnaise on the big board last week or last time.
MC May says, "What happens to you if you stay up past 11 on a Friday night?"
I turn into a vampire. I have work tomorrow, Maisie. That's what it is. I've been working Saturdays to catch up because in less than a month from now, I will be in a new apartment and I have to save up for a new security deposit and all the fun things. And I got to work extra to make that happen. So ready to hit the grind tomorrow. We got a church that needs new floors, man.
Since last Saturday, I've worked 61 hours at my job, and I've done over 10 hours of YouTube. And tomorrow I'm doing 8 hours at basketball, and then Sunday I'm 7 hours of double time, and then back to maybe some 12-hour days throughout the week until they get this my position filled. So I'm draining them for all they have right now. I'm gonna work my ass off, and I can sleep when I'm dead. So I spent all of 23 laid up in bed sleeping nonstop. I'm good. I can fucking work now.
We're built for this shit. I feel like I've had 3 days off since the Super Bowl, but when those paychecks come in, I can't be mad at it. So
Dude, I've had 5 days off this year. 3 of them I had an upper respiratory infection in late January. The other 2 I was in the hospital. So other than that, I've worked every day since New Year's. So since January 2nd, I had off New Year's. Jake Asman with a super chat says, Nick Shine and DT. Oh yeah, it's all happening. Well, Jake's super chat ended this connection because Dylan has to go.
I blame Jake, but Nick, I appreciate you. Chat, I appreciate all you guys, especially Thunderlips. I guess you're cool too. And Nick, we'll chop it up soon.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on, and we will definitely talk.
All right, later.
Bye-bye. Next up, we got Tommy. What up, dog?
What up, Nick?
How are you, buddy?
Damn, I wanted to talk to DT, bro. I wanted to ask him a couple questions about. He's a brilliant mind when he scouts and not scouts when he does breakdown films and all that. I wanted to talk to him on Jake's show. I wanted to talk to him today with you, but I keep missing DT. It's okay. I'll meet up with DT one day. We'll talk. DT's the man. Him, Joe Blewett. Yeah, they break down film like there's no other. Like it's great. Like I love watching DT. DT's the man. And get some sleep. I know we got to wake up early. But so Nick, I guess Jets questions. I know you're a defensive guy.
Love it.
Love it. I know. We're going into a 3-4. We got the big fatties now. What do you think in the draft? My question was to DT, but now I'm just going to spin it off. Like, what do you think about trade? Like, do you think Sonny Styles can actually be? I know he's not going to probably be number 2. They're not going to trade up to number 2 for Sonny Styles. But do you think that they're going to draft probably Reese or Bailey or Bain at 2?
Yeah, in the mock we
You
did,
think
I was very
you say that?
detailed. I had the pick at number 2, and I was pretty adamant and explained why they take Reese. I think the positional flexibility, I think his ability, his agility, his power, his speed, his IQ, all of it is why you go Reese. Now, I'm not against Styles, and I know there's no chance in hell Styles falls to 16. Uh, could they use draft picks and jump and just get Reese and Styles? I would love that as a defensive coach, as a guy who knows that you need to go build the 4 if you're going to run a good 3-4. You got your beef up front already with Briggs, Smart, and Phillips. Yeah, you can add to that. You can get a DJ Reader in free agency. You can get other guys in free agency on lesser deals, maybe some older, savvy veterans. You can trade one of these later picks for a guy that maybe one of these coaching changes that we had this offseason for a player that doesn't fit the scheme anymore that they're in, like how we got Sweat already with making a trade for a guy that doesn't fit the new scheme that the Titans are going to run. I know the Jets are scouring rosters to see who fits them, like they did with Briggs, like they did with Phillips, Mechie, Mitchell, Brownlee. They got good value for people that didn't fit where they were based. I expect the Jets to add another player or 2 like that before the season and maybe before draft weekend. So I
And that's
wouldn't be mad with Reese. I wouldn't be mad with Styles. I just think if you have the chance at somebody who can be an elite edge rusher, I value that over somebody who can be an elite middle linebacker. Now, I won't be mad at Styles, Tommy. I wouldn't at 2, even if you take him there. I wouldn't.
And Nick, don't you think Muji is doing a great job so far, man? Like he's tearing it up. Like I can't see like any GM in the past, like since I've been alive, at least like for the past 10 years. Like I've been alive more than 10 years, but what I'm saying is in the past 10 years, I haven't seen a GM so far do what Muji has done. Like he's making trades where like Sauce, like he would not give this guy up. But he got 2 first-round picks. That's why he gave him up. He had to give him up for 2 first-round picks. Like Muji's doing something different. Like there's a certain kind of, I think, like we're moving into a different direction from where we were at in the past. Like trying to
I
reach
agree.
for.
We're moving with intent and purpose, right? Like they are pinpointing players and positional talent that they can utilize the way they want to. We've had guys just kind of throwing fucking baloney at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I think Muji is really doing well. And I think with the draft capital, with the financial availability that he has at his disposal, I think this can be. I say this as a compliment. I think it can be very underwhelming when we see the names coming in. But just like when we saw Briggs come in, you saw there was purpose. And when they hit the field, you're going to see there's going to be a lot of guys that they sign that people are going to throw out. Who the fuck is this guy? What the fuck did he do? Oh, he wasn't even utilized over there. And then when they get him here, there's going to make rhyme to the reason.
I agree. And I don't know. I know you got a lot of callers probably waiting. If you don't, I'll still talk to you if you don't have anybody.
Let me know. I do got to get up for work too, and then like Dylan and I were saying earlier, it takes me a while to wind down. I'd like to be sleeping by 12:30. I was up till 2:00 last night because the basement was taking water, and then I was up at 7 this morning. So I am a little beat, and I know I got to be up again at 7 tomorrow, basically every day. But
Nick, you're a soldier, and I
Appreciate
appreciate.
it, man.
I love listening to your show, man. God bless. Have a good show, and I love you, brother.
Love you too, buddy. Take care of
Have a
yourself.
good one.
And I'm glad you didn't get arrested at St. Peter's earlier. That was a little risky. Just walking in the building like, hey, I have a note. That was a little. I gotta tell you, that was a little living on the edge there for a minute.
I gotta play it out a little bit better next time. I gotta have like
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit
You were
more.
like, hey, give this note to the bank manager. Like, what the fuck is he doing?
I gotta play it out better next time. I'm not that, Nick. My brain's not that smart, bro. Like I'm a fucking idiot. I love the Jets.
I
I
wouldn't say
love you.
fucking
I love the
idiot, but
Packers.
I mean, a third grader beat you in a math contest, so we definitely
Yeah.
have some challenges we have to overcome.
I gotta come up with like some kind of things that I like a handout. Like I gotta come up with something in the library. I print out something. Jake Asman. Here's here or root for OG Jeff fan. This is how many prescribe. I gotta come up with something a little bit better than just one pink card. I get
Don't
it.
wing
I
it.
get it.
Don't wing it. Like, not
Yeah.
everybody can wing something together in 20 minutes and have it be epic.
Nick, and I sat out there for 1 hour waiting for that call in St. Peter's. I had it an hour to take care of it, and I didn't do it. So that's my fault.
Man,
My-
I've done that
my
with
fault.
many ladies that I've paid for, so I understand.
And then I called the lady a man because I couldn't see. It was so dark.
Oh,
My
her
eyes were-
fucking hairline was ridiculous. That
Well,
hairline was.
I couldn't tell from 20 yards away. I don't know if it's a man or a woman.
Yeah. that was
Anyway, God bless, Nick.
It was
God
interesting.
bless
All right.
you and your children, brother. God
Thanks,
bless.
buddy.
Good show.
Talk to you soon. Speaking of people who can throw together a great video in 20 minutes, what up, Thunderlips?
Oh, it's you? Ugh,
Oh,
I didn't want to
you?
speak
Oh.
to you. I want to speak to DT. Gross.
All right,
No, just
is-
kidding.
is-
What's up,
is
brother?
Terry gonna yell at me?
No, I'm in my son's room watching him play video games on a little screen while he has a huge TV.
I don't want
up-
to be on your lame freaking show.
It's
Shut
not-
up, loser.
Yeah.
It's a Friday night. You're home alone playing video games. What are you
I'm trying
doing?
to play my game.
What are you doing, loser?
No, I just wanted to call him to say that I love your voice. I love your face.
Hey,
You have a great show. I'm not gay. This is just called man. You could have man love and not be gay.
sounds pretty homosexual.
Dude, you're the
Oh
one
my-
playing Roblox with grown men with no shirt on.
Yeah. Hey, he's in an intense match with Mad Max right now on Roblox. I mean, so it's okay. No, I was just calling before. Don't. I just want to say, don't call people's show and say, "Oh, I didn't want to talk to you. I wanted to talk to your co-host." That just bothered me. You know what I mean? Kind of rude. You know what I mean? But that's it. That's what it doesn't bother you. It bothers Tommy's a cool dude. I've talked to him a few times, but I think it comes off as when you hear it from a certain set of ears, it sounds kind of dick baggish. That's it. But take it as it
I
is.
get
But,
the sentiment, but I wouldn't go there. But I get the sentiment. Like I know it did look. Oh, what we got back there?
Nothing. I didn't show you. All right, I gotta go.
I swear to God, he called me. I didn't call him. Everyone's getting in trouble tonight. If there's somebody in this world who doesn't give a fuck what anyone has to say about him, hey, Weed.
Oh, what's up, brother? How you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm looking at maps.
What's up, dog?
Hanging out with Luke. How you doing tonight?
All right, man. You what did he do?
What?
What's he playing with? He's making so much noise.
He's just walking around.
Is he a fucking T-Rex?
He's restless. He wants to go for a walk.
How you feeling, man?
Same shit, different day. Here, where you go? Same shit, different day. Just hanging out. Hobbling around. Stop. Anyway. What's up, brother?
Not much, man. Winding down the show. Real quick, while we talk. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 7 memberships away. Thunderlips gifted 3 before. If we get 7 gifted memberships, I will gift 8 more because I already gifted 2. Folks, all raffle entries are double tonight. Get them in. Tuesday night's Raphael
Oh
as they
my.
say in the business. May says it's very hazy in that room. I mean, more than usual. Real quick.
Now let's go to What Did We Learn Today? Courtesy of Nick Shine.
What did we learn?
Gator says, I'm so old. I remember when Weed would call into Jake's show with jet steaks.
I don't know if I really ever had jet takes.
You had some. You would come in, make a jet point, and then just be you. And that's the uniqueness of you.
This is true. It's very true.
Oh, you're a fancy guy.
I watched
Look at you
Jake's show.
being all sly and slick there. During his call, We the People gifted a membership that went to NYJ today.
What? Somebody must have stole my card.
I'm sure it's probably going to get declined. But thank you, Weed. I appreciate you, man. Good luck to you in the raffle, my friend. It's Winner's Choice Raffle, Tuesday night, ladies and gentlemen. You pick the player, you pick the item. Mini helmet, autograph jersey, autograph photo, whatever you want. Those are your three options. Mix and match however you like. We are 6 away. If we get 6 more memberships before the end of the show, I will have to give 8 to give my 10. Spread the love, baby.
If I can gift one, you can gift one, guys. Come on now.
Look at that, Mark. Oh, calling people out. Like, you don't want me to be better than you. I like that.
I don't have no money.
How you feeling, man?
Feel great.
You getting any traction with the lawyer and getting help?
I finally got a doctor appointment to see an orthopedic.
Nice.
About it on Friday the 13th. So go with them. Fucking once I get an MRI, I could go and start trying to sue this guy. So till then,
the best,
gotta
man.
chill.
I just hope you find a doctor that helps you heal. I hate that you're still in pain. When was that?
June 21st.
Sorry, because was that
Yeah.
a Saturday? That was a
Hello
weekend.
day.
I was off that day because I was at the kid's house, so it had to be a weekend. I was at the kid's house, and I came to the hospital to see you. By the way, I still remember that nurse that was taking care of you. She was very beautiful.
Make sure dude, the hospital sucks. It sucks balls. But the fucking nurses are fucking primo.
Very, very pretty nurse. You met. Very pretty nurse.
Yeah, it used to be Riverview had the hotties, and now it looks like Bayshore. Riverview's got to step its game up.
What are you playing?
Nothing right this second. I'm trying to play this hunting game. It's been a little while since I played it. I get to go hunting. It's like super realistic and shit. But anyway.
Oh, I got the aftermath text from Thunderlips. He got yelled at.
What, by his wife?
Yeah. I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm sure Gary could tell him what to do with that.
All right, sir. Well, Reed, you're the man. I will see you April 23rd, Woodbridge Brewing Company, the Nick Shine Show draft party.
Very possible.
Love it. Can't wait. Going to have more news on that coming out. I got to have a day where I'm not working 12 hours and get over there, reserve it, and then we'll have all the info. We're going to have raffle prizes that night. You can purchase at the door or in advance. We're going to have Predict the Pick. You predict the players. It's going to be like a NCAA tournament. For those of you who aren't here, I will give you my information. You could submit your picks. And if there's people who are tied, we could do a raffle. It's going to be 50-50 style. So
if you tie with somebody, you got to do Oklahoma drills. Find out.
The train tracks are right upstairs. So you got to go on the tracks and take a train head on.
Yeah. Fucking Oklahoma drills. Winner gets the fucking prize. That's a great idea.
I like that you like it, my friend.
I approve.
All right, sir. You have a good night.
I'm going to go let this dick out. Talk to you later.
Oh, right. Well, let's pretend he's off the screen. Later, buddy.
Peace.
Mays learned that Gator came out of the closet on the Nick Shine show tonight, and Johnny Boy has a sprinkler in his pants. We have a match. Very nice. Thank you, Mays. Any other what did we learn? Drop them in the chat right now, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we are 6. I repeat, 6 gifted memberships away, and I will drop 8 to match. Are you gifting memberships?
I wish, but unfortunately, I have thumbs up thing here. Just give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Do it.
Have fun, you crazy kids, and remember, eat all your pasta and be strong, because one day you're gonna have big muscles. Woo!
Hey,
woo!
no, I said do it. It's time.
Oh yeah, what did we learn today? Courtesy of the Nick Shine Show. And now back to Nick Shine, the King of Master.
Good night, buddy. As a master. And here we go.
Hey there, Shiners, you made it to the end. It's time to ask the question. The Nick Shine would like to know. Canada's taking names. Boomtown always delivers. Let's find out now. What did we learn today?
And it is that time. Boomtown, if you would please, good sir, drop it like it's hot. Oh, Maze is doubting Boom. Doesn't think he's here. Very interesting strategy, Maze. Let me see. I put the email in earlier. Look at ye of little faith. proudnyjf@gmail.com. I learned that Maze doubted Boomtown. Boomtown learned homeboys get logos. The rim gets a little more out of reach as the years go by. Dylan believes there are jet-proof players, multiple Knicks with multiple same breaking news. Nice. Bonus, surprise tag-ins are allowed and welcome. It only took 54 minutes to threaten removal of Dylan's logo privilege. Eli Stowers can jump over Bobby Midnight. There is no love lost for Ira. Worst caller ever. Double bonus. The wives hate Nick streak has ended at 3 years. Seems like Tommy really wanted to talk to Dylan. I learned that Maze is sorry he doubted Boom. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for being here. I thank you for taking part in the show. Sunday night, 8 o'clock, Shine Time in prime time with Gunny. So we'll have a good one Sunday night. We always get great feedback whenever Gunny joins the program. Love talking football, life, and everything with him. So, folks, hit the like button on your way out. We got very close to 100 last night. Let's see if we can get there today. We're only at 58, so please, if you haven't already, hit that like button. And for all of you watching after the fact, thank you. Subscribe, Nick Shine Show. And hold on. Wait a minute. Let me share this. Very, very cool moment. Now, I am friends. We follow each other on my personal page. But randomly today, for any of you who know me, know that this player is my favorite. He's tied with Marvin Jones for my favorite defensive player in Jets history. I got this notification. Victor Green started following the Nick Shine Show on Instagram randomly. So, going to reach out to him. Going to see if we can get him on the program here. I know he had a knee or both knees replaced. So, maybe he's got time now. He's very busy. He's always out golfing. I'm going to check in with him and see if we can get Victor Green on the show. I'm not going to lie. I am going to, as they say in the wrestling business, I'm going to mark the fuck out. If I could interview Victor Green, that would be probably the coolest thing that I could possibly do with this show. Him, Marvin Jones, or Wayne Corbett are my favorite 3 Jets. So say your prayer, cross your fingers, take your vitamins. Adirondack Fly Guy saw that and said, I got a gift of membership. Thank you. And it went to Georgie, who just commented right before him and said, I learned my flight is booked and I will be in New Jersey for the draft party. Ladies and gentlemen, Georgie coming out from the West Coast to hang with us. Can't wait to meet you, George. It's going to be a great weekend. Oh, something in my eye. But folks, we are 5 memberships away. If we get 5 at the buzzer, I will stop the music. We'll come back in, and I will gift 8 myself because I said if you guys gift 10, I will gift 10. And we are knocking on heaven's door. Hopefully, our Jets can knock on the playoffs door. But folks, if we don't get the 5, I want to say thank you. I love you. God bless. Have a good night. I'll see you Sunday. And if you do give 5, I'm going to rock the fuck out of it when I return. Good night, everyone.
It's got
Gentry covered in football. Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.